think Kevin MacLeod does some of the background music for Kibler, or that Kibler uses in his videos.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Maybe I'm wrong on that.
So first, Derek, change your name.
Yes.
Also change your display name.
Do both of those things.
There it is. Still, I'm glad that that avatar I have is just left over from the last time, but it still fits so well for Shadowrun. It would fit even better if it was the whole picture.
Alright, so what has John been doing?
John has actually been recovering from his rather unfortuitous quote-unquote milk run. That may or may not have completely gone to shit and set fire to large swaths of 55th Avenue. And by large swaths, I mean all of it in a running three-way gun battle between the police, go-gangers, and John and Kirsch. All in pursuit of the single greatest of prizes, which is a Doki Doki Techno Princess 1/144th miniature statuette with bikini edition and Yuri Yuri Love vocal soundtrack.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like a fun time.
His contacts have strange hobbies.
But how does it
Yes,
fare
your
against my
contacts.
Adventure Time watch?
It's definitely your contacts who are interested in it.
So Fleet, you haven't been around for a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know, dock work. Chasing down, Fleet's been up to very unorthodox jobs, as he's been known to be good at, such as blowing up a single cash register, or memory bank rather, or chasing down cars on foot. If for no other reason than just the shock value alone, which the Johnson was interested in. You know, all that. Also dock work.
Right, and Tiburon.
How much time are we saying has passed?
Standard 2 weeks.
Alright. So, Trust Fund gives him a high lifestyle now, right?
Yep.
He's probably been playing around with some of the stuff in the new apartment. He's just like, oh, this chair, it vibrates. Amazing.
It doesn't even have any holes in it.
Well, I mean, it used to.
He probably invited some friends over to have some drinks and watch the Urban Ball game.
Real drinks.
Yeah. Like it's not Simpa
You can
Hall.
order a real pizza.
Yep. So he's probably been enjoying the perks of high lifestyle.
Yes.
Alright.
Alright, so you are all getting contacted.
Okay.
Who by? Unlisted number?
Whoever your contact would be for getting jobs.
Okay. So it's
Alright.
Big Antonio.
Mine is Shade. A fixer.
And mine would be Blair the Witch, who I put all that work into getting a 1/144th Doki Doki Techno Love figurine for.
Alright,
I really
well,
think I should get some more loyalty for that.
I haven't really put any thought into Shade's personality, so I'm just going to say from the name, they are Raven from Teen Titans. That's their personality.
Alright. So there is some Evo hotshot looking for you by name.
For who?
They want to arrange a meeting.
Just all of us?
Yes.
Okay. I'm there. Where at? When at? They say.
Nice restaurant, middle of the day.
I'm there. Well, hold on. Let me roll Thrill Seeker, because no, I'm fine with that.
Think.
So they're actually looking for. They requested John by name.
Yes.
All right. The first thing John's going to do is he's going to contact his info broker to try and find out anything he can about this person.
Alright.
So it's connection 3, loyalty 2. So it's what, connection times 2 plus 2.
For what?
To roll what the info broker tells him about this person. But yeah, is that right? It's connection times 2 plus loyalty.
It's not something that I've heard.
That might have been a house rule in another game.
Like, I'm not, like, normally you would just, like, use their skills. Like, I'm not sure what an info broker would roll for that.
You could just hand wave and say, this is the information they got.
For their stats, I just follow the rule of 12, so they would matrix search at 12 dice.
I'd say connection
that's
times 3.
Alright.
That seems fine.
Do you get any plus 2 for loyalty or just connection times 3?
Just connection times 3.
Okay.
Loyalty is how much you can ask them to do shit for you. It doesn't affect
For
how
free.
good they are doing it.
Yeah. I'm going to specifically ask that for her to backtrace whoever it is that was requesting us and as much information as she can find about them. Let's see how this goes. That's not bad. 3 successes.
Alright. So it's 3 successes. This person is Olivia Christensen. She is an orc working for Evo. She is heavily modified.
Alright.
She is part of a line of biosculpted Johnsons that they're working on.
Does she have a model number on the side of her head?
No.
Okay.
And this is definitely working for Evo, huh?
Yes.
And since she's biosculpted, she's literally interchangeable, isn't she? Which makes her perfect for someone who can appear or disappear at random. Lovely. And you said she had heavy modification?
Yes. Standard things like tailored pheromone, silky skin, genetic optimization for charisma.
Well, that's definitely interesting. John will send back a reply that he's interested in the job, and request a meeting time and location.
It's the fancy restaurant, middle of the day.
All right. He sends back that he'll be there.
Right, and what about T-Barone?
Is this what I'm doing before the
You've
job?
gotten the message.
Alright. I'm going to throw on... Mention with the high lifestyle, he's now got some new clothes, but... So he has this... So he decides I'm going to dress a little bit nice, but... He wears a button-up shirt and khakis, but then wears his old armor jacket over those, and he heads out. It's like perfect.
So, as a reminder,
Dressed to impress.
part of your contract states like you gotta contact your dude before you accept a job. Doesn't say when, like how soon after knowing about the job. So you can like
He hasn't
call him
accepted
now.
the job.
Right.
You know,
Well, he doesn't know what the job is. But
I will look at the sticky note that I left on my door before I head out, and I'm like, oh, right. I will contact that guy. Hello?
So you're just contacting him right now?
Yeah, 'cause otherwise I'll forget. I only see the sticky note once before I leave.
Alright. El T-Barone, you've contacted us.
Yeah, said that I needed to if I do the work, you know? Yeah.
What's the job?
Somebody from Evo? Actually, confused. Did it say any description of what exactly the job is?
Nope.
I don't know yet.
Call us back when you do. Click.
Alright.
That's as good as a yes.
Connection 6,
Alright.
loyalty 1. Business only, baby.
I mean, in fairness, it's like calling somebody up and being like, hey, can you pick up dinner on the way home? It's like, what do you want?
I don't know. Fair
There's
point.
Suddenly a big storm going on outside.
Yeah.
It just kind of showed up.
Nice.
1 second it was a nice day, and then it's like, nope, downpour. So hopefully that doesn't destroy the internet or anything.
Or anything.
Yeah. That's coming my way too, so.
Fun.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, there was a tornado warning around me. Well, more around where I normally live, not around my parents where I'm at right now.
Alright, so, what order is everyone getting there?
I'm not busy. So, oh, what time of day is this? You said noon, right? Middle of the
Sure.
day?
I will arrive first. El Tiburon wants to be here first.
When did I get the call?
Well, I'll say that the call came in at exactly noon, and the meeting is at 2.
So I've woken up for this. Reminder, Fleet's nocturnal. So he's less chipper than he would usually be. Not mad, necessarily, but I didn't get to finish my nap. So he'll yawn and stretch. Fleet will be there exactly on time, aka late. He's usually there early.
Alright, so
It'll
who's
take-
showing up early?
That would probably be John. He's at this particular juncture due to circumstances in his past. He's extremely leery of people who request him by name. So what he's actually going to do is he's going to show up to the restaurant and just like about a half an hour early and just kind of chill out nearby and try to access his host. because he wants to. He just wants to keep an eye on things, see if anything starts seeming a little bit off, like it's an ambush. So he's going to attempt to put one mark on the host of the restaurant, if the restaurant has a host.
Yes.
Okay, he's going to attempt to mark the restaurant's host stealthily.
I'm gonna try to find the host table. Alright, that's in the summary somewhere. Not sure why I didn't have that summary open.
I know, knowing me, it might potentially to hack everything.
Hack the wire.
Sorry.
Okay.
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 I got a rating.
All right. So I'm attempting to hack on the fly, in stealth. Wow, that was not a great roll.
It's a restaurant.
Yeah, for the restaurant. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to use a point of edge to reroll misses on that, because this is actually a really big deal for John.
Okay.
So he's got 7 hits.
Alright. 2 net hits.
All right, so he's going to ask a question on the Matrix, and that question is going to be, does he see if anyone else is monitoring the host? Or if it's being automated, like outsourced monitored? In-house or outsourced? If you're wondering, the difference being in-house means they have like a spider on site, and out-of-house means it's like outsourced to a spider at HTR.
Which one's worse for you?
Huh?
Which one's worse for you?
An HTR monitor just means grid overwatch builds up faster, and he can attack me and chase me out of the host if I get spotted. In-house means pretty much the same thing, except more aggressively.
You do not find a spider.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to just take a moment to use another action, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Do they have a camera network there?
They do.
All right, since I've got a mark, is the camera network host to the or slave to the host?
Yes.
All right, then I'm going to go and snoop,
Alright.
with your plus intuition. All right. So that's not my best roll, admittedly. But okay.
You do not succeed.
Oh, 4 hits. And Silsense, which is supposed to be silence.
Silsons.
Yeah. John's just trying to tap into the camera feeds.
Alright. This time you do get into a camera feed.
Oh, I didn't roll before. This is my first roll for that.
And the camera's watching you.
Yeah, that would be immediately panicking.
Okay, so no, you do not succeed.
Oh, it's a failure?
Yeah.
Third option.
Alright, since that's a sleaze action, that means the host is now aware that I'm not supposed to be in there. So
That is
I'm just going to flick off my deck.
Alright.
and evacuate. I don't feel like setting off IC. Jen's just gonna look at Kirsch and shrug and say, I wasn't able to get a peek in there, but it doesn't look like there's any abnormal matrix activity going on. So we're just going to kind of waffle back and forth if you want to cut to someone else.
Alright, T-Barone,
Yes.
when do you show up?
It's going to probably show up pretty early because he's just excited. He's like, oh boy, I get to go do things and make money.
Alright, so John, you would probably see T-Barone as he's coming in.
And my mind
And
would
it's
be
very difficult to
hey.
not see him.
Yeah, it's like it'd be like, hey, it's corporate chill.
Do you say that when he approaches?
Does he walk by John?
Yeah.
If you're just waddling by the entrance.
Yeah. If that's the case, no, because that's not like John dislikes corporate chills, but he's not going to draw attention to himself while he's in paranoia mode. Hey, does El Tiburon have a comlink?
Yeah.
And it's currently broadcasting a corporate sin. Woo! Well, unless he isn't broadcasting it.
But that would be illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He probably has the fake sin still because he didn't remember to switch it to the corporate sin.
Oh, also, important to note, whether or not you know it or not is something in the air, but having a corporate sin is a stigma amongst Shadowrunners. You will be treated poorly if you broadcast it.
Okay.
Yeah, John will remember that El Tiburon did sign the contract. But he's going to find it oddly curious that if he watches El Tiburon, I presume he's going to watch him enter the bar or enter the restaurant, right?
No. El Tiburon is going to clap a hand on your shoulder and say, hey! How's it doing? You want a drink?
Like, I'm sorry, I need a moment to recover from that.
Hey!
Yeah, John's going to kind of freeze, and it's like you're going to see like kind of a glacial like smile crack across his face, like,
You look like a rum and coke guy, or is it gin and tonic? I'll get you both.
And all that all that's going to happen is Kirsch is going to lay an arm on his shoulder and say, breathe and smile.
No, you're
And then
out
she-
of shoulders.
And then Fleet lays a hand on your shoulder.
Yeah,
He's here too.
and she's going to give El Tiburon a big smile and say, absolutely, we'd be delighted to. And then she's
All right.
just gonna kind of hold. She's just gonna kind of haul John to his feet.
All right.
Paranoid or not.
All right. Tiburon approach to the bar and say, could I get a gin and tonic and a rum and coke, both of them doubles?
So you're just gonna head into the restaurant?
Oh, I thought we were inside the restaurant.
No.
Okay.
John was loitering on the sidewalk outside.
Okay. All right, then he's going to still do that. He's just going, gonna head into the restaurant and go up to the bar and say that.
Now, I get this image in my head that, like, as soon as John stands up, El Tiburon, like, throws his arm over his shoulder and, like, lifts him bodily off the ground.
I wasn't thinking that much because I was saying, you know. No, that's fine. I do think that's good.
It just amuses me.
Yeah. give you a hug, but that's only for the second time he ever meets, or the third time he ever meets you.
Just to clarify, like very, very quietly, John hates you so much. He has a strong dislike for fluffy shills.
El Tiburon doesn't know.
It's on the inside. His face is just blank. He's pulling a Kirsch today.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for someone to treat El Tiburon with the same gusto as Kirsch treated. What's her name with?
Byron?
Yeah, I was trying to think of the performer name, but yes.
Here's a fun and
Tiburon,
interesting
you
thing.
get your drinks.
Yep.
The bartender just gives them to you.
Be like, should I open up a tab?
No need.
Oh, did somebody buy them for you? Did somebody recognize me from my career?
You can say
You can
that.
say that.
Oh. I hope I have my autograph pen. Ah, I do. Did you tell me who it was?
No.
Oh,
It was me.
they're shy. Well. So I'll probably walk around near the door. I'll be like, "Come on in." To John, holding my drinks.
John is just going to kind of stiffly walk over, take one of the drinks out of your hand and say, "Thank you."
But which
Thank
one
you.
do you go for?
The rum and coke.
Ah.
And then Fleet shows up.
Yeah.
Oh god. Actually, no. John doesn't know Fleet yet, does he?
Yeah.
Nope.
So give me a description of Fleet.
Fleet is. I have a. No, I didn't read a character description. Fleet is a Nocturna elf who carries himself with a gait of one who knows no anger, and by gait I mean that in a more accurate than you might think, because his bottom half is a horse half, except it's a deer half, but robot.
Is a Robo Centaur?
Yep.
Wait, so you have two characters who both have the lower half of their body are different robotic animals.
This may or may not be one character that's split into two characters at some point. So don't you worry yourself about it.
That seems reasonable.
I don't mean like in universe. I mean,
No, I know what you mean.
yeah. So
You had
yes,
you had concepts that found their ways into two separate characters.
yeah. So yes, Fleet is another Robo Centaur, but this time it's more of a deer body, though mechanically it's horse.
Okay. Does he have antlers?
They would have a mask that has antlers, but I don't know if they're wearing. I think they'd be wearing like the top of their head currently.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know, but no, they don't have antlers naturally. Also, being a Nocturna, they do have the entirety of their organic skin is covered with a soft, downy fur. And you know what? I think he'd have a parasol. Yeah. I don't have
It's about
a
time for
item.
the meeting.
Yep. So I show up in time for the meeting. I walk inside, close the parasol, tuck it away. Right. Across Fleet's back is a heavy crossbow.
You're going to be asked to give that up.
He'll give that up, but not the thing that the arrows go in.
The crossbow?
Quiver.
The quiver. He'll give up the crossbow, but not the quiver.
Well, There are no arrows, because it's a crossbow.
Right. Bolts. You shut your mouth.
At this point, John's going to lean over to El Tiburon and be, you see, this is why I carry my shotgun in a briefcase.
Kind of hard to carry a heavy crossbow anywhere other than across your back.
Don't worry. I always have my hands.
So let me see. Okay.
I know
Describing.
that he didn't always have his hands. I thought that was silly.
Yeah. So Fleet is wearing a Berwick suit, or what he can of it, and an Argentum coat, which is modified to drape across the two halves, split along his horse back. He also has other weapons, if I should mention those.
They're not going to search you.
Okay.
Just nothing obvious.
Right. All right. The SMG at his hip. Probably put that away too.
Yeah.
All right. What is this? Oh, and my rapier sword.
It's a rapier and a sword.
So whatever they ask to give up, he does. And he yawns. Who's the meeting at?
Why don't you give me a perception?
Oh boy! Do I have that? Whoa. I do. It just happens to be... I have my skills sorted by dice pool, and perception has to be beneath several skills I have no points in, because my agility is just that high.
Should we all give you a perception or no?
John doesn't need to,
Hell,
because
see
you
it
see Olivia in the back.
Alright, 2 hits on visual perception.
Now, there's a lot of people that look like they could be a Johnson. One of them, in the back, sitting at a booth alone, has an Evo logo.
Okay. I was told it's an Evo person I'm going after, right? Or going to. So
Yes.
I go to the Evo person. But hold that thought just a second. I want to make sure one of my qualities is functioning properly. Up. I have the book open.
And Tiburon?
Do you want me to perception as well?
If you bother looking for the Johnson.
Yeah, I will. Let me just look at what my dice pool for that is. Skill. APM and OP. 7.
Fuse, how crowded is this bar?
I'll make my way to the Johnson. I think 3 is good.
It's not full, but it's far from empty.
Would it be different? Would it be a bother to walk through the crowd?
No, there's plenty of space.
Okay. So I don't have to roll composure to not just walk on top of the bar top and just walk to the Johnson across that. Good.
Imagine that Tiburon that will part the seas before him without realizing.
Alright, so you all managed to get over to the booth in the back. There's an orc woman there. She is wearing a Berwick dress with a Argentum coat, as does everybody.
Because we're all professionals here.
Except for me with the armor jacket.
Matching clothes. Matching
I
clothes.
have an armor jacket over slacks.
Before we do that, I do want to point this out. As John walks over, Kirsch is going to stay back and loiter at the bar.
All right. Is she going to take any free drinks?
Yes. Yes, she is. She's just going to kind of watch the proceedings, like from the far edge of the bar. Her and her suitcase and her dashing good looks.
All right,
Now, you know what?
who is sitting where?
I've decided that my mask might not. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if my mask is, if he just wears it visible at all times. Fleet is standing at the open end of the table with no booth around it.
I'll probably sit on one of the, I'll probably sit on one of the near the edge seats because I don't want to completely crowd out people.
The
John
one
would
on the
sit
opposite
exactly
side of the
opposite.
Johnson.
Sure.
Yeah. John would also sit pretty much exactly opposite the Johnson.
All right. So as you all sit down, as she checks her watch, looks at you. Excellent. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. She takes out a small device and places it on the table. There is some very sensitive information involved in this job that I can't tell you until you accept it. I can tell you this. This job has some heavy resistance expected. I'm willing to pay 180,000 new yen for it, and I'll pay half
Deal.
up front.
Deal.
So roughly 60K a piece.
Yes.
30 now, 30 at the end.
Should you choose to accept this, I will have to implant a tracker on you. To ensure
Can we
that you
take
don't
it out?
just take the money and run.
Can I take it off after?
Of course.
At this particular juncture, John would say that's extremely unusual. Granted, there is a certain onus to worrying about getting ripped off. I have some concerns with having you mark me with a tracker.
Yes, I am aware of your situation.
In which case, you probably understand why I can't allow that to happen.
I assure you that your information will be kept quite private.
Unfortunately, you have to understand that I am not exactly willing to take that on good faith.
People trying to kill you.
Perhaps it would be preferable to, say, pay a quarter forward and forego the tracker.
Negotiate.
Yeah, give me a negotiation.
Awesome. And that is going to be a whopping 5 dice.
You want some
It's more than I
leadership?
know.
I don't think Fleet has any. So
I don't think that's how it works.
that's pretty much how we've been using it.
Leadership works on
Right, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Does leadership even... I don't even know what the rules are on using
Why are you
leadership.
saying you don't think it works that way?
This
Well,
is
I realized afterwards, like, oh yeah, I don't have any idea what the rules for leadership are, do I?
Like, if you don't have leadership, you can roll negotiation to help.
No.
Or hinder.
Oh, that's not horrible. That's not the worst negotiation for 5 dice.
And I'm not even going to
Hold on.
bother rolling for her.
Hold on. Let me compose you real quick. Okay, so that's
That's a crit fail on a composure. So, what's the first thing you think of?
well. This was really more of just a composure to not help, because Fleet knows he'd be no help, but wants to anyway.
Okay, so
Oh, God.
how do you hurt?
I could go. I don't know. Like I get. Oh, let me
You
roll.
wanna intimidate the Johnson?
Let me.
Alright,
So
bye.
I have.
Oh, God.
Basically, charisma is my pit skill. This is where I'm just like I put all my negatives into.
Like you
So let me
crit
just
failed
roll.
your composure.
I did crit fail. So
So like this isn't just like, oh well, I failed my composure. I guess I'll help, even though I might hurt. Like no, no,
No,
this is worse than that.
this is the screaming monkeys in your brain taking over.
It's like okay, Fleet, go ahead and give me that roll. Also, you are jumping on the table in the process.
absolutely, that's part of what I was thinking. This is my poor self-control thrill seeker coming into play, by the way. So if that helps you,
So you're like jumping on the table. You're about to give what is in your mind a beautiful speech.
so
Give me that
negotiation. Yeah?
negotiation.
So I have 4 charisma with no points in any of the charisma skills. I have negotiation here. It's defaulting to 3. I also have antipathy, which gives me -2 to all social skills. So I am rolling 1 dice.
You also get 2 for the Baroque suit and Argenum code.
No, that's limit.
No, are you running it wireless?
Yeah,
or no?
wireless bonus gives you a bonus.
Really?
Yeah, that's where I
Why
got
does
5.
having
You're
why does
also at
connecting
-2
your
for
clothes
this.
Yeah,
Alright,
so
so-
you get 3.
so
Alright.
connecting your clothes
You're
to the
back to
Wi-Fi
1.
makes you better at talking to people.
Oh, I got hit.
Alright, John, roll a die.
Oh, God.
So I want the center of the speech. I'm not gonna come up with something the entire parse, but I want the center of the speech to be like, oh, you Johnsons are hiring us on to do a job. It's like, oh, but you're hiring us, but you don't trust us. Oh, how fucking backwards is that? And I'm like pulling bar patrons into this. It's like, you read me right, folks.
Alright. So you jump on the table and start proclaiming to the world about how this Johnson for your Shadowrun is not being a good sport.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
No,
Let me read off. Let me read
Fuse.
off. Risk Taker. I believe it's 158. It
I
says
would
Thrill
give you an
Seeker.
edge back, but it's the start of the session.
So it says it's all about the rush. The character will always take the most dangerous and risky option in any situation if they don't succeed a Composure 2 test. Oh, but I do get +1 to my initiative score for 5 combat turns.
Good.
yeah. Fuse. Can I just at some point while he's doing all of this, I assume, is it just the Johnson or do they have other people with them?
It's just the Johnson.
Okay. I think, alright then, at some point while a guy's doing all of this, Tiburon's going to lean over, just be like, and just be like, man, this guy knows how to put on a show, right?
And John,
I would make a social roll with that if it was the fact that I'm not good at social rolls.
John is just completely like stone-faced, mortified, and he's just like sitting there with his hands folded in his lap.
I'd like to point out
the speech
And he's
ends with
watching
Fleet
all
going
of-
through the table.
And he's just staring at the Johnson, and he imagines the Johnson is just kind of staring back, and it's like,
I'd like to point out
Why?
they requested Fleet by name.
Yes.
why?
And yes, Fleet crashes, like, the speech ends, and so does the table.
Because you're too heavy for the
Yeah.
team to support you.
I am a horse standing on a bar table.
Well, it's not a bar table. It's a booth.
Yeah, John's just going to point outright. He's going to say outright, look. If you're familiar with my circumstances, I'm sure you understand why I wouldn't consider this an acceptable option.
Fleet's gonna add that he doesn't care either way, by the way.
If you're willing to accept a job without any prior payment, without knowing what you're accepting, then we can forgo this.
Fleet gives a thumbs up from the rubble.
So we're all give a thumbs up from above the rubble.
John will say, in that particular case, I will be willing to forego payment so long as we forego the tracking device.
Yeah, that's what he said.
In specificity of the payment.
So what's the job?
Fleet
She
gets up.
goes to put a document on the table,
And she
remembering
finds
that there is none.
We're gonna move over to another table.
And she just stands up and moves to the next booth over.
John's going to move in tandem with her.
Fleet
Like, he's not
follows.
even look at the rest of them.
Fleet's
Fortunately, I'm
gonna.
not hiring you for your social skills.
Are you hiring us to punch things? 'Cause I'm good at
Kick
that.
things?
Well, really more of a suplex guy, but I could do both.
You gotta rope him out. Run him around the ring. Fleet heads, not really knowing anything about sports.
And at this point, I believe it would probably be more comforting for you if they weren't here. She claps her hands. All of the other patrons get up and walk out the door.
Oh, Wait.
At this particular juncture, Kirsch is going to come over with a fresh drink for John. And she's just gonna like, it's okay, John. Deep breaths. And go back to her corner.
right.
Which
So,
John will then slam that bitch back.
Right. So,
Yeah.
you guys can order anything?
Oh, yes, of course. You may have whatever you wish.
What kind of place is this, Fuse?
It is a fancy restaurant.
Do they serve energy drinks here?
Well, I meant, like, what kind of restaurant? We talking French, Italian, Chinese?
Fuse. GM Fiat, please. Nocturnal -1 penalty to, or I think -1 penalty to all mental tests. Can this be foregone with some sort of adrenaline boost, i.e., energy drink, coffee, yada yada?
I don't know.
Yes, because this is exactly what you need. Caffeine and sugar.
I think like it would be less that it gets rid of the penalty and more that like the bonus from drinking an energy drink.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
but
sure
that-
there's extensive drug rules somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, like you could go with like it's mini stay awake or whatever, a mini long haul, like it alleviates the need for sleep for a certain amount of hours, and then
Medium
after
haul.
that you crash. It's short haul, yeah. I want an energy drink called short haul. Can this be a thing now?
Yeah, sure. It lasts for, let's say, 6 minus body hours, minimum 1.
Okay.
And then equal duration of double the penalties.
So Fleet's body is 2. So 4 hours.
Yeah, so it's a 4-hour energy.
And what's the penalties all about when you look up long haul?
No, long haul makes you fall asleep for like a full day.
Okay.
This just gives you like a -1 to your mental attributes for an equal duration afterwards.
And it stacks with
Yes.
Nocturnal. Okay, so 4 hours of no penalties. After that, 4 hours of -2 penalties.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they can get this for you.
Sweet. Well, before I'm gonna ask, restricted info and all that's nice, but how long is this job gonna take? From right now.
That is unknown.
Like days, hours. Give me what units we working with here?
Well, if you will allow me to explain the job.
Please do.
If you can get to it quick.
So there is a rogue scientist that we've been attempting to track down for quite some time. We recently were finally able to get some solid information on where we believe he has been hiding out. We sent an agent to recover him, and the agent never returned. It's been 3 days.
So you need us to bust down the door or the wall.
I need you to go in there, find out what happened to our agents. If you do, you will receive a 60,000 new yen bonus for recovering the agent alive.
Fleet will interrupt each.
No, total.
Meh.
That's fair.
Now, this scientist, he's an eccentric one, specialized in genetic modification, specifically in animals.
Ooh.
Does he have a lizard tail?
He may. He's been missing for some time now.
So you want us to kill him? Bring him back?
We would prefer him alive, but we would not mind if he was dead.
And you know, and you know exactly where we're going.
Yes. Here's the address.
All right. Fleet will slam back the energy drink.
And the address is an abandoned warehouse.
Please.
There
Yes.
is a hidden elevator in the back that will take you into his facility.
Okay. Oh, also, I just realized something.
Sorry.
I was contemplating whether or not I should have edged that crit fail, but I have. Did you just call me dumb? So all my glitches are crit glitches. So it didn't matter.
Yep. Yes, it did.
All my
Good to-
social glitches are crit glitches.
Just yeah. At this point, John is going to chime in. Like, presuming there are any incidentals to the towards the furthering of this particular goal, Are you or your the people you represent willing to put forth an expense account to cover these incidentals, bribes?
What?
Wasn't
That
wasn't
kind of
that the thing we specifically just turned down?
No,
That's
that was a forward on the payment. This is actually a separate account to handle things like ammunition expenditures and stuff like that that's lost on the job, or bribes or anything like that.
Keep records and we can negotiate this later.
Hmm. I see. So, what can you tell us about this warehouse you've tracked this guy to?
Not much. The agent we sent was not one that's more for giving progress reports.
Hmm.
When you do find this agent, you won't be able to miss them. And they may not be cooperative.
All right.
Do you have? Would you be able to provide some kind of identification or FOF code that they'd be able to use to verify that we are actually on the same side?
It's a interesting situation with that agent.
Should I suplex him until he's unconscious and carry him?
That wouldn't work.
Is he a robot?
I don't like talking about this, since we've already had multiple breaches on the privacy of this particular project. But it is important enough that I should probably tell you.
A fan of mysteries over here.
This agent is part of our ongoing project to create bioweapons. They're not good for thinking.
Ah. So he's like so he's a mutant monster man. Got it.
Effectively.
You know,
Something prevented him from getting out of that facility.
So what you're saying is this person is actually the result of a dedicated bioweapons program?
Our agent, yes.
Um, Should we be expecting some kind of tailored gene weapon, something of that nature then?
The weapon was built to counteract Shadowrunner teams.
You do understand that if your agent attacks us, we can't guarantee he's going to, or we can't guarantee a non-lethal response, right?
Of
Yeah,
course.
he said we just don't get paid as much if he's dead.
As it stands, as an incidental with this one, should your agent assault us, I would like to put the caveat in that the expectation of the bonus to be paid. If under the circumstances that your agent attacks us after we identify ourselves.
it's like if we make ourselves known that we're on his team and he attacks us anyway, you're expecting the same bonus that we would have gotten for taking him in, whether we do or don't.
Yes.
Hmm.
And I say this out of character because Fleet don't talk that way.
If he has to be put down, I'm willing to give half of the bonus.
That's acceptable. Do you have any information on what kind of resistance we're going to be looking at?
Enough to take down our agent.
Well,
Other than that, I have no idea what could be waiting for you.
Alright. And you're willing to provide all the information that you do have on this location. What little that may be.
Yes,
How far away is
the elevator was hidden behind an illusory wall. We were able to find the facility by interrogating the mage who was upkeeping it.
yeah. Excuse me. Timber.
Unfortunately, this mage is no longer available for questioning.
Ha!
I see.
There is a homeless population living in that warehouse. You may be able to get some more information out of them, though I doubt that they would know much.
And the scientist you're looking for, what exactly was his specialty?
I said his specialty was genetic manipulation of animals.
I see.
Was this guy one of yours at some point?
Yes.
Did he make the guy going after him?
No. He
Fair
was quite
question.
adept with the creation of chimera forms.
Should we? It's like, what are those?
It's like you take two animals and you smoosh them together, I think.
Doesn't have to be two.
At this point, Fleet is like leaning his head inside, cleaning out one of his ears. Should we speak? Like, should we be expecting any of those things too?
If he's been keeping up his previous research.
Fun.
All right. In this particular case, I feel obligated to ask, but was his parting with your company willing?
If we're trying to get him, I don't think so.
He went rogue. Took the research that he was working on and several other projects that we had, and escaped.
I see, and I presume you're wanting him back alive and with the research intact?
Preferably. If you can bring him back alive with his research, I will pay an additional 90k.
Each?
Total.
And that's stacking with the others, yeah?
Of course.
So, one more question. What are we waiting around for? He says to the team.
Let's go.
The Johnson has given us directions from where we are now to where we're going, yeah?
Yeah, you have the address.
Alright, so we have an address, we have a goal, we have several side goals, and we have a vague sense of what we're about to be going up against.
And I should say,
What?
there is no time limit on this run. We don't expect him to be going anywhere. He is hiding there, as I said. Though I don't know how long the agent, if he even is alive, would stay so.
Any? Can you offer any bonuses for getting it done fast?
An increased chance of getting the agent out alive.
Sounds good. Let's go.
and Fleet salute. He has a 2-finger salute, and has already downed his energy drink, crushing it beneath a hoof and kicking it in a fanciful way. Can I gymnastics to kick the
I don't think you need
can?
to roll to do that.
But I want to.
It's irrelevant.
Okay.
Also, wouldn't that be like an unarmed combat? If you're kicking it?
Maybe throwing items. Not really throwing. Whatever.
It's irrelevant.
Same. It's actually literally the same dice pool. I have a 12 for kicking,
Of course you do.
and it's 12 for gymnastics. All right.
So what are you going to do?
Go there.
I'm gonna go. I'll go to the address.
I'll get there.
Actually, I think when we leave the bar, though, Tiburon will say to Fleet, "Oh, by the way, my name's El Tiburon de la Justicia. What's yours?"
Oh, is he saying that to us or the Johnson?
I said that to Fleet. I said as we're leaving the bar, I say to Fleet.
Oh yeah. Fleet offers a hand to shake. Says, "Fleet, Prince of the Forest. You can just call me Fleet."
Fleet, Prince of the Forest. It's an honor to meet you.
I'm sure it is.
John is going to stay behind a little bit longer. Does the Johnson stay behind?
Yes.
All right, John's going to finish his drink, and then he's just going to look at Olivia here, and he's just going to say, "Requested by name."
Yes, from your previous job.
I see. Interesting. After the other two have left, John's going to say is like, as a small caveat, I would prefer your discretion on disseminating any information about myself or my partner.
Of course.
And he'll emphasize it with our continued association will be dependent on that in the future.
Yes, I am already aware.
Excellent. At that point, John is going to finish his drink and stand up and leave through a different exit than Fleet and El Tiburon did, with Kirsch in his wake. He's going to contact El Tiburon. I don't think he actually got Fleet's comlink number.
Nope.
So he's going to contact El Tiburon, and ask if he'd like to if he had Fleet's contact information first.
Be like, oh.
Excellent.
Don't worry, we'll meet him there. Prince of the Forest after find him.
John's just going to sigh, and he's going to say, "Can you give me 24 hours to go and find out any information about this place before you go storming in?"
Oh. But I wanted to go storming in.
Please have to
Fine.
get another energy drink.
Should we... Can't you do your hacky thing to find out what his number is?
Actually, that's a good question. Is Fleet still close by enough that John could matrix perception his comlink?
That's a good question. Is
Because,
Fleet
well-
still close enough?
Fleet bolted for the destination as soon as he exited the door.
I guess Fleet's gonna die. Okay.
I think I think that Shadowrun can at least say it's like Fleet ran pretty fast. Those horse legs go quick.
Fleet's run speed is 80 meters per 3 seconds. I believe 60 miles an hour.
Oh. And John's just gonna John's just going to pause and go like, "Oh my god."
I'd like to think that it's like John's like, all right, I'll just hack his phone. As it's not in range, okay?
Yeah, John is feeling a little bit put out at this particular juncture because it's like, he's, just to clarify, he's not going to go after you. He is in fact going to go and start looking up information. As a person, John does not care if you get killed.
The Fleet's not going into the building. He's just going like nearby the building to wait nearby, and they need to wait for you guys to catch up. Well, let's see what my composure says about that. Yep, I'll be fine.
That is
I'm waiting for y'all.
95 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
So he can run at highway speed easily.
Yeah.
That's a more reasonable final result than I was expecting. It's like, oh, is that going to be way too much? No, it runs like a car.
Yeah, it's like 60 miles an hour.
Yeah. At this particular juncture, John's going to contact his info broker. He's just going to... In fact, no, he's not going to do that. What he's going to do is he's going to put his new agent to work. His agent is going to start doing matrix searches on the warehouse, trying to find all the information that it can for him. For the purposes of searching, it is considered to have a logic of 6, since it's a rating 6 agent. So it can run 3 consecutive searches.
You mean concurrent?
Yeah, thank you. Concurrent searches.
Like you can
That sounds
search.
Yeah. Since it's a rating 6, all of its stats are at 6, and all of its hacking skills would be at rank 6. Agents are cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
I
What are
didn't
you
see
searching
many.
for?
right now he's searching for 3 things, and that's the first one is a chain of ownership, going to the warehouse in question, like who's owned it and who's owned it before them. The next thing he's looking for is power consumption off the city grid for that location. And the third thing he's looking for is he's going to check Grid Guide, and he's looking for excessive motor traffic to and from that location.
All right.
And this is going to be the role for the agent. So. Oh, that does not help. that was poor.
12D greater than 5.
Yeah.
Eagles 12, go figure. All right, let's try that again. There we go.
You roll some D6s, some D12s,
All right,
some
that's for
D20s.
the chain of ownership.
Yeah.
All right,
So does he find any use?
You do find one interesting thing. The original owner of the warehouse was actually very paranoid, and he built a bomb shelter underneath his office. So
All right.
that's probably where the elevator came from.
All right. This is for the second search, which is going to be energy grid. How much energy grid usage is going in and out of the warehouse?
All right, after scouring the matrix, looking for like any tiny bit of information about anything that's going on with the electricity in that area, you find that there is no electricity going into that facility whatsoever.
That is definitely interesting. And this one is for motor traffic tune from the facility.
None.
No motor traffic on grid guide. All right. In that case, John's also
There
going to run.
used to be some, but that stopped after a while.
Well, here's a question: would Fleet show up as motor traffic on grid guide?
No, because
No.
it's not using grid guide.
All right. While this is happening, John is also going to be running his own set of matrix searches. The first one is going to be a city municipal blueprint, specifically for both the facility and the bomb shelter, because they would have that's two separate searches for the facility and the bomb shelter. Because if the person who built it, it should be in. His logic is it should be within the municipal city blueprints guide. So this is going to be for the warehouse. Not the best roll.
All right. The warehouse doesn't look like anything special.
That is the completely average roll.
Yeah.
Oh no, never mind. Slightly below.
All right. This is the search for the blueprints on the underground bunker. Ooh. That's not a great roll.
You're not
And
able
then-
to find it.
All right, and then the third roll is going to be for the sewer system around the warehouse. He's going to be looking for anything that looks like junction, not junctions, but what are they called? Where they have all the access wire boxes and stuff for the underground grid. You know what I'm talking about? The maintenance facilities or maintenance drop-offs in the sewers under it. A little bit more simple. Yeah.
Like a building can have its own private grid, but I can't. I find it hard to imagine a building with its own private sewer system.
Yeah. Yeah.
My toilets aren't your toilets. Get out of here.
Yeah. Also, one of the things he would be looking for is this facility on the water, or is it in development, in the developed areas?
It's on the outskirts.
So it would be on. So it would not be on the water.
No.
Okay. Then yeah, I got an idea of what the. Does he find anything in the about the area sewer blueprints? With 4 successes.
Yeah, you've got the sewer layout.
Is there anything weird on the sewer layout? Like strange junctions or particularly large piping going under the warehouse?
There is one strange hole in one of the walls that's not accounted for in any of the designs for the blueprint or the sewers.
Interesting.
From what you're able to find, a small amount of sewage comes out of that hole from an unknown source once a month.
Can you tell when the last time sewage was expunged from that hole?
Give me a D30.
Awesome.
"24 days ago."
All right, so it's pretty close to the next cycle. Interesting to know. That's about all the matrix searching he should have time for in a 24-hour period. Um. Hmm. What information did the Johnson provide?
Not much. Other than just there is an elevator. It used to be behind an illusory wall.
So to be clear, did anybody go to the building like on the same day Fleet did? Other
No.
than Fleet?
No.
And none of you have his comm code.
Nope.
He didn't give it.
Yeah, well, it was also kind of agreed within the team. Like, all right, let's go do the job. And then, or at least two of the members did. Then one of them went, and no one else showed up. So I can't imagine Fleet's just going to be staying in one place for 24 hours. So, GM, I'm going to give you a roll to not have Fleet do the job himself.
Well, I sure hope you succeed on that.
Me too. It's all about the rush.
Yeah. John is also going to sleep and eat in this particular cycle.
All right.
What if the two of us just do the job without John, and we're just like, oh, sorry, John.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
John shows up. He's like got.
So actually, during this time, Tiburon will probably go to the warehouse as well to see if he can find Fleet.
Fleet is waiting outside of where the parking lot would be, warehouses, whatever. Outside the gates of the general area.
I'm sure. Yeah, I would think like if it's a warehouse, it's got to have some kind of parking lot, whether or not it's actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
and
used to
Fleet
be a
would have.
parking lot, but there are no lines anymore.
It's just a lot of really broken asphalt.
A lot, literally. All right. Like, so Fleet will be pacing back and forth in circles and other various patterns. When he sees you, he's like, ah, finally. Are we going in?
Speaking of, when does El Tiburon show up within this 24-hour period? Because John's not going to show up until the morning of the next day.
Tiburon,
What?
you've been asked 2 questions.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There was a long string of quests of like figuring out of Google searches, but like cooler. And I want to get back to. Okay, so what was the first question?
Presuming you go to the building where Fleet is waiting, Fleet asks you, "Are you ready to go in?"
It's like, John's not, but I am. But I guess John would be like sad if we went without him. I think.
And the second question was, at what point during this 24-hour span do you go to the check on Fleet or whatever?
I figured I'd just leave right away because I'm like, that's what I thought I was going to do anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
I probably rode over on my motorcycle, so I assume I arrive around the same time.
Yeah, we're just riding in parallel paths. Me on foot, you on wheel.
Like around the warehouse.
Yeah.
I guess there goes any element of surprise we had. Fantastic.
We don't need surprise.
John doesn't know this, does he? No, he doesn't.
No.
He's not going to know this.
Because the whole point of this was that you didn't have the access.
Yeah. Yeah,
Say.
pretty much.
While you were checking the grid guide, you probably would have seen some recent traffic reports.
Oh, good.
Fleet just running around the facility.
So, Fleet or John said he wanted to do it tomorrow.
So Fleet is physically incapable of anger, but
Well, there you go.
he's like, oh, okay. Well, he'd be sad. He's like, "Aw, that's too bad. I was looking forward to doing it today."
John wanted to look up stuff about the place.
Fuse, addiction rating of these energy drinks. Would I have a problem doing another one tomorrow? Or can we just say fuck it?
If you're doing another one tomorrow, then yeah.
Oh, good job.
You
Making me
just
slam
got-
2 energy drinks to
you
keep me
could
awake.
just go-
Could just
could, yeah, we
request a different time.
Yeah.
Also, do either of you ask for the other's comm code?
Fleet doesn't.
I will, just because goofing around with this till a second time I think won't be as funny. So,
I'm just being true to the character.
Can I get your could I get your number? Actually, you want to come over and hang at my place? Moved into this new place and it's really nice. I got
Sure.
real beer.
Ooh. That sounds fancy. With the way you're emphasizing that, it sounds like you're not used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it costs a lot, man.
Alright, so Fleet and El Tiburon go back to his place. Spend the night together.
Fantastic.
Tritio and chill.
BTLs and chill.
So, this is gonna be out of character. You guys aren't gonna do any like research or anything on the location. Anything like
God,
that?
no.
Nope.
All right. In that case, John is going to show up in the morning, like roughly, I'd say about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. He's gonna park himself. He's gonna park his bike outside of the warehouse. Like he's gonna try to find someplace that's not conspicuous, so the bike doesn't get jacked in the process of being in the middle of the shitty part of town.
So this is the next day, yeah?
Yeah, this is the morning of the next day when John shows up. And the first thing he's going to do is he's going to try and matrix perception any active systems that are at the warehouse. Which is actually not something...
So the passive, you see nothing.
Alright, he's gonna go full active then. For matrix perception. So that would be... Man, I am really not good at that.
Ask your agent to do it.
Yeah, agent's gonna do it too. We're both doing it. We're both matrix perceptioning. This is gonna be for the agent. Is it sad that my little mechanical VI buddy is better at my job than I am? And
Maybe.
Maybe
There's a
the
lot of
ancient
fours.
rules.
That is 7 4s.
yeah, it's kind of like that. And then here's John's. Wow, John's shit. All right.
Alright, John, you don't see any silent icons. Your agent also doesn't see any silent icons.
All right. He's Do you mind if I make this into an extended test? Because we're gonna probably do it like 1 or 2 more times over the next like 5 or 10 minutes.
Go ahead.
All right. This is gonna be for the agent's second one. Be like 5 minutes, and then so like say I'm guessing like 3 tests over the course of 15 minutes, and then this will be John's. Which John needs to work on looking at the Matrix because he fucking sucks. at this part of his job.
Hang on.
All right, so John had a total of 5 successes, and the agent had a total of 14.
Alright, so over time, the agent eventually figures out there is a Faraday cage underground.
Thank you, Agent. Good job. On the Matrix, John is just going to high five his
you now
agent.
have presumably a full outline of the facility.
Oh yeah. Except for the underground part that's in a fucking Faraday cage. God damn.
Yeah, you have a full outline of it.
All right.
You figured out where the wireless doesn't go through.
So here's my question. There's an elevator that goes down into the Faraday cage.
Yes.
Is the access for the elevator hardwired into the system in the bunker?
That's a good question.
In fact, I'd be very surprised if it wasn't, given the fact that it's a bunker.
That is actually a very good question.
Remember, 199% of all issues that happen with computer security are human errors, not mechanical ones.
Yeah. It's like, I want to roll the scientist's edge, but he's not an actual built character. I'm gonna give him 4 edge dice to see if he thought of that.
Come on, GM. How could you have known not to stat the scientist who built the building?
Yes, it is hardwired into the facility.
Boom! I'm sorry, that was inappropriate.
Wait,
Speaking
what did
of-
you just find out?
Okay, in that case,
He
what
just
John...
found out that he can wire himself into the elevator in order to have access to the facility systems.
Yeah. In that case, what's going to happen is, given the fact that both that he was warned that there was a fair chance of violence and hostility, he and Kirsch are going to be going loaded for bear. In this particular instance, that means John's going to have his combat shotgun slung over his shoulder, as will Kirsch. And Kirsch is also going to extend her brand new Ares briefcase shield and draw her SMG. In the interim, they're also going to go and put their gear onto their gear accesses so that they have spare ammunition and grenades and spare bullets and things like that, because that would help.
So you're strapping up, getting ready.
So, hold on.
And
Are
Speaking
you
John-
of all
calling
this,
us?
And John is sending the bike to go, and no, he's not calling you.
speaking of all this, Fleet gave all his shit to the bouncer and didn't bring it back, considering the Johnson waved all of them away.
Oh no, he stayed. You
Okay.
got your stuff back.
Would he have
Yes.
called out to me if I ran out the door without getting it back? Hey, your stuff.
Would you have hurt him?
I would have stopped. I would have
Let's
stopped.
just say yes. Otherwise, that would be
Yeah.
really dumb.
Yeah, guys, come on.
Hey,
This is getting a little bit common sense. You got your guns back. Come on.
yeah, but Fleet. Well, there's other ways to solve the problem. This is just who Fleet is. I'm being true to the character, rather than
Oh, no,
being
I
what
think
makes
that's-
sense to me.
Yeah, no, and I think that it's just like at some point you get the guns back.
Of course,
Yeah,
absolutely.
otherwise
Like,
it'd be sick.
it's a question of whether I get them back or whether
You
the
probably
Johnson
had to run back there.
or that or
Yeah.
if I didn't realize that the Johnson is I guess I have to mail him to his house. I have the guns. It's just a matter of how. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, pretty much as soon as John identifies that the elevator is in fact on the surface, and it's probably not wireless, is it? Because this is old school. Yeah, this would be pre-wireless, wouldn't it?
It
Shit.
is not wireless.
All right. In that case, he's going to send a grid guide order to his bike to send it back to his bolt hole. So his bike is gone. His bike leaves. He
right.
and Kirsch are basically going to storm into this place, and to clarify, they're both wearing their Berwick suits and their Argentum coat. They've also got their customized ballistic masks on. So,
Alright,
hey,
so a pair of
you guys
heavily
bust-
armed Shadowrunners just kick in the door, burst into the warehouse. There are a bunch of very confused homeless people.
do they panic?
Yes.
And you're doing the one thing you advised us not to do many
You're
times.
like, don't go in by yourselves, and you went in by yourself so that
Yeah.
we're not.
Well, no, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, come on! Implying we don't. Heavily rude.
No, I mean, to be
feel
fair,
kind of like
John-
you have a
To be
habit
fair,
of,
you're a decker!
you feel like you're kind of going out. I guess I can understand that. It's like you're a little bit dominating the
Yeah.
events happening of the session with I'm going to things and then I'm going to look at all the stuff with the person and then I'm going to go by myself to start the mission, and it's like I want to kind of play.
Not only are you going to start the mission, you're going to explicitly tell us not to start the mission and then go start the mission. See the problem here?
Well, my problem is that
Uh-huh.
look, out of character, straight up. You guys charged off, like you guys just took off.
Yes.
Didn't stop to get on him. No, you
Lead
didn't.
doesn't stop!
Yes, and I understand that, but
And then we
But-
did, and I would also say the fact that
you're
if you
saying
have
look, you're saying that you're being true to your character, okay? The character that the person that John has seen, okay, has power charged into has made a complete ass of himself. I mean, that's just John's perspective. I understand that you're staying true to the character, but from what he has seen, he doesn't trust you. He doesn't trust you to be competent.
But does he trust the
He thinks
Johnson
you're
enough?
insane.
Yeah, but the Johnson hired all three of them to go in. So obviously
And
the
he doesn't
Johnson
trust
thinks
the
that...
Johnson either.
Like, it's the job. Like, whether we like it or... Like, we don't... It's like, oh, I'm not working with him. You complain about it after the job's over. Someone
Well,
left.
originally, what John was going to do is he was going to try and hack the system and then contact you guys that he had something to go on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It just felt a little hypocritical. You see.
Well, I apologize. I'm kind of new to the whole role-playing thing, so I'm trying to learn the ins and outs of it.
Sure. Oh. I appreciate the apology. Hello. I hope that was a connection going down and not you being upset.
this reminds me of the old days back when I was role playing in middle school, when every game was mostly time spent arguing when we didn't actually play the game.
Alright, so...
I'm just not having fun, to be honest. I didn't have that much fun last session either. I didn't even really want to be here. I just did because I felt like, well, I didn't say anything explicitly last time. Maybe I'll give it another try, but I just don't really enjoy this. I'm just not really having fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of setup this session. If the GM and the fellow players would concur, all fanciful roleplay and setup assumed, can we just say, our characters are there?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
That okay with you, Jarrett?
Yes.
Like, I hear what you're saying. And I'm trying to quell the disappointment with some action.
It's just so much. Like I understand like the looking into the stuff and setting things up ahead of time, but it's just like I know I'm probably being a little bit plenty here more than I need to be. I'm just...
Hold on a sec. I'm back. So, yeah, I was about to say, it seems we do currently have a clash of characters where one person likes to do a lot of setup and one person does the exact opposite of that.
I don't think that's necessarily the issue. It's just... I don't know. Like, looking into the stuff and doing the setup, that's fine. I guess, like, I don't know. I don't want to, like, hold things up. I feel like one thing is that I think, like, making all of the roles repeatedly to try and search, I guess that's what the rules are saying, but, like, I'm thinking in my head, like, if there's no, like, real time constraints or anything like that, then just keep rolling till they get it. The rolling doesn't... Yeah. That's, like, that's getting into, like, more general game design stuff, and
yeah,
that's not...
Before you feel like if there's no time limit, rolls don't matter. If the roll wouldn't mess anything up on a failure.
Yeah. But that's a different thing entirely. That's a bigger thing, and
Yeah, it seems like you've pushed several times in the Shadowrun. It's like, I want to roll for this, and you kind of express, it's like, oh, you shouldn't, like, don't, because you don't need to. That's a thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
Buying hits is a mechanic.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sure.
So...
If it pleases the court, you want to continue?
Yeah, sure. It's all good.
I feel like everyone's distressed for different reasons. Perhaps even the same ones. Alright.
So John was planning on looking into the systems?
Yeah, he was going to go and do a direct link to the system to try and get an outline of the actual facility. So they weren't going in blind and getting murdered by turrets.
So you already know from the outline of the Faraday cage that this place is pretty big.
Alright.
Like, several times larger than the warehouse it's underneath.
That's probably not a good thing, is it? Well, either way, John's going to go and send a message to El Tiburon, at the very least, so that El Tiburon's aware that he's at the location. He's also going to tag on that he's going to try... He found out that the building that they're trying to get into is a Faraday cage, but he might have found a way to access the network from the outside. So he's going to attempt to scout ahead while El Tiburon gets there in the Matrix.
All right. I will turn to Fleet and say, so we're gonna head over to the place and get ready for the signal.
Sweet. I'll be there. And Fleet will go there.
Yay.
You go there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yes.
It's midday again, isn't it?
All right. So
What time did you decide on?
Yeah, Fleet would bring up at any given point. It's like, I prefer to do things at night because that's when I'm awake naturally. Okay.
so what are you guys doing? Well, John is doing the John thing.
Well, Fleet is expressing an opinion and waiting for a response from anyone.
What was the question?
It was not a question. It was just a comment saying, I'm awake at night. Daytime isn't the best time for me to be operating.
Oh, at night it's darker.
Kirsch is going to look over concerned to be like, are you going to be okay to do this right now?
If you're okay with less planning, or less thinking being done, rather. We could just.
Okay.
fast forward.
Yeah, John is just doing matrix searches while you guys. I mean,
How long do those usually take in game?
depends.
Oh.
Right now he's looking through the network specifically, so it's only going to be like,
This is a complex
it-
action.
yeah.
So it'd be like a few
And you
minutes.
didn't find anything.
Well, right now what he's just trying to do is he's just trying to see the network's structure, like any icons that are on the network and stuff like that.
And you don't find anything.
Yeah. All right, he's gonna go and do.
There are silent icons.
All right, so they've identified that there's silent icons.
Yes.
Agent's just gonna start rolling or start searching for these icons. He's gonna be searching for 3 at a time. Can I just give you one roll for 3?
Yeah.
All right. All right, there it is. And then he's gonna do it as an extended test.
I gotta let a dog into the room.
Right. That would be 3 complex actions worth of matrix searching for icons.
Okay.
Alright.
So while John has got a wire plugged into his head into the axis, what are you guys doing?
You found something.
Oh,
At the end there, you actually found something.
Awesome.
I don't know what, though.
That's usually how matrix searching goes.
So I had to
Found
figure
one
out which
icon.
random thing you happened to find.
Matrix actions are a huge time sponge.
Well, I mean
Alright,
that's
you found a sprinkler system.
but it's slave to the host.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to
This system is specifically labeled as Jungle Rainfall Simulator.
Well, that's interesting. All right, I'll try to put a mark on it.
Alright, you can go ahead and try.
And he's running silent. All right. Did he succeed?
He did not.
Are you sure? Because that would be running off the device's rating, not the host's.
No, the host, like, the device uses the host rating if it's slave to it.
All right, I know what I'm gonna do then. I'm going to pull back, and since I'm directly wired into the control panel of the elevator, I'm going to try to mark that on the fly. Since I've already been identified, I may as well not run silent. Which,
Alright,
since
and
I'm
the elevator would not actually be on the host, since it's outside of the cage entirely.
Wait, so the panel that I'm hacking into is connected to the host, but the elevator isn't, right?
Like, the panel that you're hacking and the elevator are not on the host, but they do have a wired connection to it.
Alright, I'm just going to go and try and hack, or mark the host directly with the hack on the fly.
You do not succeed.
Holy shit.
Oh, do you have a baby monitor?
Yes. I wouldn't have an OS score if I'm directly wired in, because it's not on the grid.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. So there you go. There's your Overwatch score.
Alright. I'm just gonna keep on trying to mark if you guys want to go and just bust in or whatever.
We're not there. We're still at his house.
You got that.
Alright, no, I think that we went. Yeah, I think that we left to get to the place.
Did we? Is this at the nightest of times?
Let's say it is.
GM.
Whatever you would agree on.
And
Well,
If nobody has any issues with that, then
I,
yeah, it's at night.
I just feel like that implies that John's been there for like 6 hours.
That sounds right.
I could imagine him doing 6 hours of hacking.
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright. So, yep, Fleet shows up. Yay. El Tiberion, whose name I cannot pronounce. Presumably, Tiburon. El Tiburon
So you
presumably
get there.
also shows up. Sweet.
All of the homeless have run out of there by now.
There goes asking them, not that I would anyway.
Kirsch is somewhere doing something, probably just waiting, while John is
What?
just passed
She's
out.
Yeah, she's watching John's body.
Yeah, so John is just passed out on the floor next to an elevator.
All right.
Fleet's gonna go over to John's body and like poke it with his hoof. And
will
look to
stop you.
Kirsch and say, "Is he dead?"
No,
No,
he just got a mark on the host.
Yeah. And then this is the
2 net hits.
agent. The first
3 net
the only-
hits, rather. So
Yeah,
you
the
get a
question-
question.
Yeah, the question is, what's the rating of the host?
9.
Fuck me! Alright. I'm
Wasn't
gonna...
Wasn't it said before that a rating 6 host would be bleeding edge?
I don't
That's a
think so.
device.
No. Yeah, that was the device. Rating 9 is actually pretty normal for a host.
Hosts go up to 12.
Yeah.
I think the rating is what it rolls. So, like,
No.
Yeah. Is it not?
The rating is the base, and
Yeah,
what it
the
rolls
rating is
depending on what it's trying to do.
its attribute and the lowest of its skills. Or,
Okay.
No, it's the attribute and the lowest of its matrix attributes.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, just, Hey, Fuse, just whisper me if I get any marks.
All right.
Do you have to put the whole name in for whispering?
Just whisper and if you type in John, it should come up.
Good.
If it's too long, I'll just change my character name really quick.
It looks like it should be working.
Alright. Alright.
So there's an elevator. Anybody care?
Yep.
How did the elevator door open?
Did you try hitting the button?
Well, Fleet was actually never intending on going in the building without his teammates, and one of his teammates is passed out on the floor, so he's waiting.
Yeah. So Baron be like, are we supposed to wait for him or go in? I don't know. He'll ask the lady who he doesn't know is a robot.
Yep, 3 successes. Composure is a success.
How does Kirsch respond?
She's just going to tell you that he's going to try and access the network so he can take a hold of any security systems that might be on the inside. If you guys want to start probing in, she'll back you up.
Hmm.
And by probe, you mean like go on with the mission?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Fleet hops in the elevator.
I guess I'll push the button for the elevator, see if it opens.
It does.
Fleet hops in the elevator.
And I'll go into.
What's the weight capacity on this thing?
Is it a normal elevator or like an industrial lift?
As a reminder, Fleet does weigh in like half a ton. Well, with a metal horse body and everything. Gear body, still.
It's an industrial,
Okay.
which is fortunate because this was made before trolls were a thing.
Ha!
Oh, what? Like in 2010?
This is an old warehouse.
So,
So
El
it is.
Tiburon and Fleet both get in the elevator, and it holds their weight miraculously. combined. Press the button to go down. Well, wait for Kirsch if Kirsch so wishes to join.
She joins you.
All right, press the button to go down. In the meantime, Fleet is cocking his crossbow.
Kirsch is going to extend her briefcase shield so it locks in place, and draw the submachine gun that she has stashed in it.
El Tiburon, do you have any readiances for battle?
I'll put my arms up.
You flex some.
Yeah, I'll say I'm in the body armor because not really a good reason to just be wearing the armor jacket. Yeah.
All right, so we are all ready for battle. We head down the elevator. We reach the bottom floor.
Yep.
Door
Elevator
opens.
opens up. And you are now in the bunker.
Yay! Are the lights on?
Yes.
Okay. Fleet's going to go forward.
So
Move
the
ahead.
first thing that you see is just a wall with a door. The walls look very thick. And there is a window. On the other side, you can see what looks like a desert.
Any creatures?
None living.
Is it big?
Any dead?
There are many corpses that look like they have been eviscerated.
Fun. Any labels on the door? Around the door? The window?
Nope.
Alright. Does the hallway proceed?
No.
So it's just elevator leading to this door, no alternate pathways.
That is correct.
Right.
Alright. You said there's a door and a window. How big is the window? Is it jumping sized?
It is.
I jumped through the window.
Wait, is jumping size for you?
Alright, go ahead and give me a... I don't know what the role for this would be. Sure, go ahead and try to give me
Gymnastics.
an unarmed combat.
Alright. Does
Oh, is he
kicking
trying to-
apply?
Are you just trying to break the window right now?
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
try
trying to jump-
through the window.
That
Just
would be a
kick-
gymnastics roll. If you're trying to, like, fit through it.
Well,
Yeah, but it's not gonna work.
Okay.
does kicking apply? If I kicked the window to try and break it before jumping through, that wouldn't be super me. So I'll just
Okay,
give
okay.
this. Ooh, I'll edge that. Why?
Alright, Fleet jumps up and slams into the window.
Alright, cool. I don't get how rolling 8 dice gets me 1 success.
It
Just
wouldn't
baffling
have
to-
mattered regardless.
Wait, don't you reroll all non-successes?
All failures.
Yeah, all non-successes. So, yes, 8
Ah,
dice.
okay. For some reason, I thought there was only one success in the first one because I was looking at the result above it. Okay. Yeah. I like.
Alright, so.
Wow,
Sleep
that
stands
window
back up.
it's a strong window.
Sure is.
Is it stronger than me? No.
Let's find out. Fleet steps aside.
Alright. You know what, I'll send a message to John and say, like, I'll say, there's a window in the way, you want me to break it?
Alright.
Because there's a door, too, but...
For the sake of expediency, for the whole, like, you can find the host rules on 245.
Yeah, I
Or
was
the
checking the
matrix-
host rules, but it just doesn't say anything about that.
Most of this stuff is coming from the Data Trails book.
Ah.
But basically, the way it works is that running silent only works if you're distinctly running silent. Like, you can't see what's on a host until you have entered the
Okay,
host.
that
and
makes
then you
sense.
Oh.
So yeah, you can see everything then.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of systems.
The first one that John would be looking at is cameras.
Yes, there are cameras. They are all like grouped together in nice, tidy files on the system. Each is assigned to a different biome type.
Right. Is there a system that accesses the door where everyone is as well? Or is that door like sealed?
I don't
Like-
believe they have tried to open the door.
Oh, they just went through the window. Okay. Interesting.
Speaking of, is T-Barone going to punch that window?
I was gonna ask John, like, do you want me to just break through this window, or do you want just to look for another way in?
John's going to send a message. Did you try the door?
Oh. I'll go and try it to turn the doorknob.
The door opens.
Huh.
Roll my eyes. Fun killer over here.
You want to try to get through that window anyway?
Me?
No, the person who's good at that.
Yeah.
Nah. I'll probably. I think that it's good. I think I'll just try and walk through the door and see what's in the next room.
Like, expediency is nice, but characters can have fun.
There'll be time to break through things later.
I'm sure there are a great many things that will need breaking before we are done here.
Yeah.
Any luck with that Snoop?
Alright, so I'm just going to, like, hand wave the Matrix stuff from here on, because there's not actually anything that's going to stop you at this point.
Alright, so John's going to look through the cameras. What do I see?
Okay, you can see them in the desert area. There are a bunch of corpses of creatures that appear to have been eviscerated.
Alright. Are there any turrets in the room?
There are not. You don't see
Okay.
any turrets in the facility.
Right. Are there any drones on the network?
No.
Alright. In that case, would John be able to maintain, once he enters the bunker, would he be able to maintain his access to the cameras? Or does he have to stay headwired in?
I don't know.
What if you had a really long cable?
Eh.
Well, there is no wireless point. I think as long as you don't, like, reset, you keep the marks, but you'll still have to find a new place to plug in.
Alright, in that case, if John doesn't see anything moving in the desert area, he's going to unplug and get in the elevator to go down behind them.
Going up and going down.
Alright, so this desert is very hot.
Yes. Are there any other doors out of the desert? And
Give
about-
me a perception.
All right.
Yeah, you can see a door far off to the left and far ahead.
How far? Like yards, meters, miles?
It's not
How big
miles,
is-
Okay.
but it's like a couple 100 meters.
All right. I go there.
How big is this place?
It's
Uh,
very large.
That should take me a couple seconds to cross.
Tiburon will be like, wait for me.
Oh, one thing I am gonna ask is, did John get a map of the facility while he was wired in?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He's going to message that to El Tiburon with the hashtag. This is the map of the facility. Please share with Fuse.
All right, I'll send it to Fleet. Be
Or
like,
Fleet, I'm sorry.
Send it
Give
to
this
the
to
GM.
GM so they can use a map.
So the door on the left leads into some like a maintenance area where you can access each of the different areas of the facility. That door is locked. The door ahead leads into the next biome, which is a swamp.
All right. So my friend talked about breaking through barriers. I asked him if he'd like to get us into this maintenance room.
all right.
But in some provocative way, because that's how Fleet talks.
Hey there, I hear you're good with penetration. Can you force your way in here?
Not that kind of provocative.
And John, around that time, you get out of the elevator, and you spot a wireless device not running silent. That is not on one of your teammates.
That is extreme. That is mildly concerning. What kind of device is it?
It is a comlink.
All right. I'm gonna try and I'm just gonna try and put 3 flat marks on it.
You succeed.
Delightful. What do I find on it?
So this comlink is not secure, like at all. There are no contacts. It looks like it's just factory fresh.
Well, that's curious. Is it broadcasting anything?
No.
And there's no extraneous files on it, no like text messages or anything.
Nope.
Ooh, free comlink.
Yeah, John's going to pick it up. And was this on one of the corpses?
No. It's somewhere in the facility on wireless.
But it's not like right near him.
Right. With 3 marks though, I'm gonna try and put a snoop program on it so I can access its camera and microphone. See if
Alright.
I can see or hear anything with it.
You see just blackness, and you hear a female voice mumbling.
Crazy mumbling.
Just disoriented mumbling.
More frustrated than anything.
Loud and intense.
Would you like to make a perception?
Yes, I will.
This is audio, of course.
Yep. An audio perception. Oh, that's okay, because I have no specialization in audio perception. All right. Two hits.
Alright, she is mumbling about how she is upset about the doctor making her get up in the middle of the night to go handle another group.
All right, I'm going to go and contact Kirsch and El Tiburon, since I still don't have Fuse's number. And the first thing I'm going to ask is, "Hey, Kirsch,
No,
could
you
get
don't. You
Fuse's
don't
number?"
have my number.
Or, I'm sorry, I keep thinking Fuse. Can I get
Fleet.
Fleet? Yes.
Remember,
Kirsch-
Fleet.
I'm going to send Kirsch a message that says, "Can you get Fleet's comm number, please?" To which she'll immediately turn to Fleet and go, "Could I get your comm number?"
Oh, sure. And I hand it off.
Excellent. At that point, John is going to open up like a video call and say, "Hey, I found something strange coming in here. There is apparently a loose comm link somewhere in the facility, but I picked up some muttering, female voice, and they were talking about handling another group. So keep your eyes peeled. There may be something moving in your area."
It's the crazy
Do you
monster
attempt
man.
to track it?
Yes, I'm actually going to try to track the comm link.
I was gonna say, it's the
It
crazy
is
monster.
very quickly approaching.
Is the crazy
approaching
monster
here.
man a crazy monster lady instead?
Did I not specify? Yeah, she's female.
Oh,
The person who's speaking is female.
okay.
Are they quickly approaching me or quickly approaching the group? Because I'm still trying to catch up.
The group.
All right, John's going to be trying to catch up. But he's going to immediately tell them the comm link's closing on you quick, so be ready.
Oh
Oh,
no.
fun!
Right, and how is everybody handling the heat?
How do we know? Survival?
Yeah, and you're the one who looked up those rules.
Ha!
What page is it on?
I don't know.
Didn't think so.
I think it's in Run Faster.
Pretty sure it's in core.
They might have expanded on it Run Faster. It's whichever book handles radiation handles a lot of the same stuff as environmental effects.
And
that's not
don't
core.
crash.
It's not Run
It's in
Faster. It's
core.
like, oh, it is?
Yes.
What page?
It's 172 fatigue. So I'm going to say this is a harsh environment, so you're probably not going to have any trouble. Unless you stay in here for an hour.
Yeah, Kirsch is unaffected by the heat.
Do you roll to resist the damage, or what? Do you just take it?
I believe you resist it, but it gets bigger every time.
Oh, look. Heat.
Fatigue is
lack of
resisted
heat.
with body plus willpower.
There it is.
Worldly hazards, heat. Running gun, 145 rather.
Well, fatigue from
Also
environments is
irrelevant.
like hot, cold, humid, dry, polluted, or radiated environments, so that's what this would be.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Mild,
you can.
moderate, extreme, deadly, harsh.
So
Yeah.
it's very hot, but it's not hot enough to actually do anything bad.
Okay. Here, I'm going to assume wrestler's stance as our combatant is approaching.
Sweat. Alright. Fleet is going to be aware and also like be ready for whatever.
Right, how fast is Tiburon?
What do you fast in which way?
Movement.
Let me check. Should be here somewhere.
Just in Jummer.
10:20.
Yeah, so that's 10:20. Which ain't bad for a troll.
Alright, so around the time T-Barone manages to get over to the door, so does the mystery person.
From the other side.
Yes. You see through the window a young woman. She has pink hair, she has a nose ring, and she's wearing some very fancy clothes. She looks very tired and is visibly upset.
Does she open the door?
No.
Hey,
She leans
you-
over to a microphone next to a control panel by the door, in view of the window. Hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
Welcome to your tour.
Thank you.
Please use the other exit.
Which
Is
one
she telling
is
us to
that?
leave?
She points to the other door.
Is this the door we came through, or is this a different one?
The
I
one
believe
that
she's
was
in the-
straight ahead.
She's in maintenance, looking out
Alright.
the maintenance door to us, and she's telling us to go to the swamp.
Oh,
Is that correct?
yeah.
That is correct.
All right. Fleet. It's like I'd kind of like to go to the maintenance room, and looks at El Tiburon.
Be like, you can check out the swamp. Maybe there's an alligator there.
Has
There
John caught
was.
up to the
What happened to it?
Same thing that happened to this room.
What happened to it?
There's another quick glitch on my composure.
Nice.
So what are you going to try to do?
Jump through this window.
God. Oh my god.
Alright, give me an unarmed combat. Let me know what your damage value is.
My unarmed combat. I'm gonna try and kick this window because I know I can't jump through them typically. So, 4 successes, and my weapons is like 5S. My strength. Yeah, 5 is my DV.
With net hits?
9 with net hits.
Okay, so let me roll some resistance. You do manage to scratch the glass.
Sweet. Can I?
On one of the outer layers.
So if I do manage to damage it at all, Fleet's going to continue doing that.
Like, Fleet, what are you doing?
Please refrain from attempting to damage the facility.
Do you want me to roll again, or do you want me to?
This is a foot-thick reinforced glass.
But I scratched it. If I do it enough times, I can break it.
Like, Fleet,
Oh, also you didn't
Please.
scratch it. Because this is a barrier, so you had to beat its armor.
Yeah. All right,
But sure,
fine.
you scratched it. You lightly scratched it.
Fine.
You got like a small surface scratch.
I just feel like I'm not allowed to do superfluous, like, fun rolls for things.
No, breaking the window is T-Barone's job.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't mean like in reference to not accomplishing things. I mean just like I feel like I'm getting shamed every time I want to roll something that may or may not have consequences.
Because
Shamed.
this, yeah, this is. I know I talked about before. If there's no consequences, why'd we roll? Why don't we just choose the funniest result or the most entertaining result?
Is T-Brown going to do anything here?
I'm just going to walk towards the swamp because I'll be like, you know what? Actually, no. I was asking. Actually, wait. I was asking the one a question. I was like, what? I asked what happened to the gators. And she said what happened in that room. And I asked what happened in this room.
Troll.
Ah. Hey, was he like a weird monster man?
Big horns. Had a blade
I
in his
mean-
arm.
I mean, that could be anybody.
Wasn't a friend of yours?
Hey, come on. Nah.
Good.
Yeah, I guess if we see him, I'll put him in the ground. Like on the floor ground, not on like the dead ground. Maybe the dead, if. Is he still around?
Around that point of the conversation, she would have just left.
Alright, see you later.
Has John arrived yet?
Yeah, you would probably be getting to that place around this time.
So I have access to this map that John found, yeah?
Yes.
So through this maintenance door, does it allow for any quicker path to like the rest of the facility?
Yeah, you can
Where-
get to
where-
anywhere from the maintenance area.
Yeah, so a very founded, I think a very well-founded desire to get through this door. Like, hey, we should break this door down, and the guy who can break door down is like, nah, let's do what the person who controls this base wants us to do.
I mean, she seemed nice. I don't know, do you.
And I'm your teammate.
Yeah.
Alright. I refuse going to approach the door.
Alright. You are now closer to the door.
Like, alright, my apologies, ma'am. And to wind up and throw a mighty fist. So, let me just check my. Dang it, multiple PDFs open at once. Also, let's see, so that's unarmed combat. Smashing blow. Damage. Okay, just double checking the damage rating on my attack. So. Alright,
So
so
what's
that.
the DV on that?
That is 29. So it's
With net
12
successes?
base. Yeah, so it's 12 base, then it's doubled with smashing blow, and then 5 net successes.
You do not damage the door.
I just throw this enormous, mighty punch, and it just doesn't even budge.
Yeah, you can almost feel it give, but not quite.
Ugh. Huh. That never happens. Like, actually. I'm stumped. That's a thick door.
A foot thick.
Yeah, that's
Well.
pretty bulkheady.
I don't think I'm breaking this one.
You can do it.
There is still the window right next to it.
guess I can try that one. Yeah. The exact same result.
Alright, 29. Alright, your fist slams into the window and knocks out a pretty significant chunk.
So it actually does break a hole in the window?
Not all the way through.
Like halfway?
There's still like 5 centimeters left.
Huh. Alright.
At the farthest point.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you could probably just hit it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun
Oh,
fact,
back.
glass, still not that durable even after you armor it.
I'll take a couple steps back and then, like, like,
You gonna get a
Fuse.
charging attack on it?
oh yeah. As in just for the description, like, Fuse, you remember dive kick, right?
Yeah.
You remember the really weird, like, pose Jafali had when he would jump at things and kick? Or when he would kick towards things?
Nope.
Which one is Jafali?
Uh,
I'm looking him up. Yeah, he's the big head guy.
yeah.
Now, was he the one who just kind of like turned sideways and charged his kick?
Yeah, he was the charge man. It's going to... That's what the... Is he's going to back up a few steps and be jumping forward and back kind of an angle, kicking through the door
Window.
window. You know what I
Alright,
I
so
mean-
+2 from charging attack.
think I actually get slightly more because I have the martial art for it. I think that's a +1. Yeah, Jouti.
Good.
16d6 greater than 5.
Alright, so 28.
That's a lot of ones. Not enough to crit or anything, glitch or anything. Still.
Yep.
This time you break all the way through. Because the window did not get 10 successes on 20 dice.
Sweet.
I'm gonna go over to the door and see if I can open it up from the inside.
As you're doing this, you can see the young lady further down the hallway turning around. You can feel her eyes rolling from here.
Like- I can't explain.
Alright, so there is a 1 meter hole in the glass. It's a bit up and vaguely T-Barone shaped.
Fleet will jump through.
You can do
If
that
possible.
after you all enter initiative.
Yay,
So
initiative.
So Fuse, how much did you expect this to be? What would happen?
I didn't. So the way I was expecting you to break this was that phone has full access to the facility and is unsecure.
I put a greater than 5 on there, so
What?
it's 12 plus 1.
Oh, the phone that's just left around that you...
Now, her phone, while it's plugged in, has full access to the facility.
so you could have hacked and just opened the door with it. Door.
If she plugged it in.
So we just had to wait for her to do that. I guess.
But you
Oh,
just
man.
hacked the facility anyway, and then
Yeah,
broke through the window.
I believe my initiative is 20 here, which is unfortunate.
Jeez, it's like the...
Wow.
You know that one thing where it's like from the Spider-Man 60s cartoon
How's
where
curse
he...
spelled?
Okay.
That's right there.
Yeah.
Remember that thing, the Spider-Man 60s cartoon where he shoots the web onto the window, then breaks it, then opens the window?
Oh, I completely forgot about her most important feature. She is
Oh.
chewing gum.
Awesome. Wait, so we've just entered initiative with what is essentially a bored lab technician?
Maybe she's evil.
Alright, what was Fleet's?
20. But I'm contemplating whether or not I would still have the bonus from failing my composure test for Thrill Seeker.
It's been like 2 more combat turns, maybe.
It's 5 combat turns that I have the +1.
Yeah. So you've got like 3 combat turns left of that.
Alright.
So you have +1 then?
Yeah. If you think so. For a time.
Yeah, let me find Gum Lady's initiative.
Because it was Fleet, charge the window, or kick the window, didn't do it. Then she told him not to, then he broke the window. And then broke it more.
Guys were like we don't want to go
T-Bone,
through
you
the
just
full...
crashed through a window.
Yep. The thing is, I don't think like it would probably be effective to go and attack her, but T-Barone wouldn't. I don't think T-Barone's immediate response would be, "All right, time to go and murder this woman."
Yeah.
I guess I can just delay my action.
Yeah. There's rules for that are complicated and dumb. Basically, just say when you want to do it before
You
it's your
can
turn
hold
again.
an action, but you have to declare exactly what action it is and when you're going to use it.
And it has to be before it's your turn again.
Wait. Jeez, can my action that I will do, can it be sacrifice throw or no?
No, because that's just an interrupt.
Okay.
You can just do that when she gets close.
Okay. I guess that the... No, I guess as a free action on my turn, I will turn on my lightning hands. I think it's a free action for
That's a
elemental
standard.
strike, right? Oh, it's a standard.
Yeah. So you
Huh.
can't do that and punch in the same round.
Okay, I guess I'll spend my turn turning on my lightning hands then. Feel like I have a bad feeling about this.
Alright, Kirsch.
Kirsch is going to put a target lock on the target. That being Gum Lady.
We're still We're
Gum
still
Lady
all in the
is a
desert.
bit down the hallway.
and we're all still in the desert
Right.
anyway. The only one in the maintenance room
I
is Chip.
guess
And there's
you
just
could-
a cubic meter hole in the glass.
so you need to get through the hole first and then...
Ooh. Okay, she shimmying through the hole is a complex action, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, then that's just what she's gonna do.
Hey, you'll have
She's
to give
gonna-
me a gymnastics.
All right.
Don't get stuck.
Broken glass is not fun to get stuck on.
Or maneuvering, I suppose.
Yeah.
Alright. Kirsch manages to just dive through the hole.
And get behind cover.
What cover?
Me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fair.
I guess if I'd wanted to, I could have activated Elemental Body, but that's excessive.
Alright, Gum Lady.
Do I am, or well, I understand. So I'm gonna see if I have the book because I need to look up the description for sacrifice through.
Hey, Nyan.
What?
Give me a number between 6 and 18.
6.
Okay. 12 it is then.
6 is my favorite number. I was planning on saying 6 as soon as you said say pick a number, and you said between 6. I'm like, oh, okay. Fine, 7.
No, it's 12.
Alright.
Is it 12 though?
Why'd you ask me? You don't want, you don't care.
I don't know.
Because I don't know. Classic.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, it's a 12.
Force 12 spirit pops out of the walls.
Oh, time to roll new characters, boys.
Okay, so the it works. She summons a sword out of magic. And then she's gonna try to resist drain.
God, she just knocks herself out.
And she's gonna spend edge. Okay. Alright, fun.
So how dead is she?
You don't know. She's not unconscious. So that's good.
Is she bleeding from one of her face holes?
Probably. Like 3 of them.
Beautiful.
Whoa,
Both ears
calm,
and left nostril.
whoa, calm down. Del Tiburon will actually save this. He'll be like,
That's
he'll
your
hold
held
up his-
action.
Nah, I think that's a free act. Okay, he was holding a free action. Yeah. He will hold up his hands to be like, whoa, calm down, but his hands will still be covered in lightning.
Alright. So complex action gymnastics jump through the window.
Quick question.
Yeah.
How?
You are a big boy.
You're a centaur.
Yeah.
This is 1 cubic meter.
So I'm just removed from every action then, eh?
I think you can
How
lean.
are you going to get through?
What if you just
Climb
leaned
through?
your top half through and shot around, and just like awkwardly at your top half, leaning through as you shot?
Like I'm a big boy, but I'm a lithe boy. Deer climb through holes. pretty sure. They're pests.
If you want to hold your turn for 1 second, John's next move is going to be to throw a DNI cable through the window, so Kirsch can plug it in, and he'll just open the door. So that would work.
I don't know.
I refuse to allow him to, with great difficulty, try and squirm his way through there.
He can try. It would have a pretty high threshold.
I believe in him. And if he fails, he just gets hilariously stuck.
So the problem here was that, like, I was just getting to the point where I was going to talk about, like, I'm not sure whether it would be a 5 or a 6. And I was going to, like, roll on that.
Well, you can still roll on
like,
that.
you've already done the roll. It's like, alright, flip a coin on if it succeeds. Like, that's dumb.
You want me to flip a coin?
No, don't flip
Okay.
a coin on whether you get stuck.
Isn't that all that...
Okay, how about I take some damage from broken glass? Would that make you happy?
Yeah, that makes more sense. Flip a coin on whether or not you take damage.
All right. 1d2.
You take damage on a 1. You don't.
Oh, yay!
Alright, I'm glad we resolved that.
Alright, you somehow managed to jump through there.
I'm a live boy.
Be like, that was beautiful and yet at the same time kind of disgusting.
I like do a triple salchow through the window, and with my horse body.
Alright, well, that's
I
your
land.
action.
Perfectly. Okay. I land in front of El Telberon specifically, by the way.
El Toblerone.
It was bound to happen eventually. You don't deserve this giant Toblerone.
Alright, so John. Are you gonna jump through the glass circle?
No. No,
What?
John's just going to go and run a DNI. John has exactly 3 dice in gymnastics. So John's
Curiosity, I have to know what would happen.
probably get sliced in half on broken glass.
Roll it. It won't mean anything. Just do.
Oh, that's what would have happened.
It doesn't count if it's not him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The hypothetical non-action doesn't count if he's not the one who rolls it.
Yeah.
So yeah, John's just going to do what the most intelligent action that he thinks he can, and he's just gonna toss his DNI cable through the window hole and let it just hang there.
And you got like a meter of that?
A couple meters.
I think it's 6 meters is like the longer version. I forget.
He's got some cable. It comes out. It doesn't come out of his head. It comes out of his cyber deck.
Oh.
It sounds really wrong. Wow. Really wrong. But still, yeah, he's got cable. He's got cable to spare. Cable for days.
What are you owing about, Jay?
Alright.
GM?
So you throw it in. Alright, give me a throwing.
I wonder
Wow.
if I should have tried to close the distance. Oh well.
Wow, wow.
I'm looking for a hit.
Yeah, I almost should have just gone with fucking gymnastics.
What's your throwing?
3.
Max, it's just agility.
Yep.
Hey, you
That
did
is-
it.
I don't even fucking I can't even imagine that.
You managed to throw a wire through a 1 cubic meter space.
I am impressed with my athletic ability.
I mean, if you ever tried handling very long wires, slippery devils.
Tiburon.
Yes.
Good.
Oh, what, did I responded this time? Anyway, so is it just my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay. Just double checking. So the woman summoned, like, a magic floaty sword.
Well, she's holding it.
Okay. She look like she's
Now has
eyeing...
a lightsaber.
Does she look like she's eyeing me with murderous intent?
Give me a judge intentions if you want to spend standard action on that.
Oh. You know what?
Remember, the punch is a complex action.
Yeah, I know. It's a free action to run, right?
Yes,
Since otherwise charge attacks wouldn't function.
that is correct.
Yep. So I'm gonna charge at her and tackle her.
Alright.
How wide is this hallway, by the way?
Interrupt. She did it.
Alright. Oh. I was thinking of like having a description for the action, but I don't. But no, I wouldn't be able to do that because that takes a standard action.
How wide is this hallway? Like 6 feet? 2 meters?
I assume it's a narrow hallway.
It's not super narrow.
Okay.
Like, can 2 people walk past each other without brushing into either the wall or each other?
As long as neither of them is a troll.
Okay.
Has
Alright.
everyone decided what he's doing?
I mean, I'm sprinting at her to tackle her. What
Yeah.
happened? You said she's doing an interrupt. What's the interrupt?
Yeah, and then she did.
Okay. So am I? Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to have. Okay, I wasn't sure if anything else was happening with the reaction. Okay, so
Absolutely.
that's 13 base dice plus 2 gets it to 15 for charging, and then plus 1 for
She gets +1
martial art.
for your charging.
Okay,
What's your reach?
1.
Alright, so you're tied.
So I have 17 dice total, I think. Yes, it's 13 plus 2 charge plus 1 martial art plus 1 reach. Okay.
Wow.
Alright.
Grazing hit.
Oh, but that means my lightning hands still affect her.
Yep.
Getting rid of the rest of her initiative. And she's at a -1 for, I think, a combat turn.
Alright. She's... So, mention I'm just like trying to just... I'm just booking it at her like a truck, and... Is she dodging or blocking me?
Dodging.
Okay. So I'm like just barely sliding past her as she...
Like, she tries to like matrix dodge underneath your punch.
Oh. Fuse. I will now spend my remaining initiative for an interrupt action and and attempt my suplex. So I'm thinking, like, as the punch clears, yeah, I'll spend edge on this in the hopes that I'm getting edge for the description, because I'm going to be punching over her, and as I'm barely...
You won't get edge if you spend edge.
Oh. Sadness. I'm just going to spend an edge because I have the decent amount of edge, and I want this to work because it'll be cool. So, going to be...
So, you end your turn.
Yeah.
And then you take an action.
Yeah.
With
spend
your exactly 10.
Yep. So going to, as the punch clears over her, going to then roll forward, grabbing at her, and then flipping over and slamming her into the ground.
So you convert your punch into a spinning tackle.
Yeah. I'm guessing that the throw is not counting as a charge action.
Oh yeah, you are still charging.
I don't know if that's how it works. I honestly wouldn't know.
You do the attack as normal.
So, am I charging? I don't know. Or do I just do it? Or so, am I adding the charge bonuses or no?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
She also gets her bonus to dodge, but she's also at a minus, I believe, because of the electric.
And I get to roll 2 more dice because I can use my specialty in martial arts, because this is actually my martial arts attack. Actually, well, it's too late now, but I realized I technically should have had that before, too, because I was using the martial arts maneuver for charging. I'll remember that in the future. Anyway.
Yes, she's
so,
at -1.
Alright, so 19d6, and if I spend edge before the action, that means I get...
You add your edge and your 6s explode. With that high of a dice pool, that's usually not the better thing to do.
I figured... I thought that you... Okay, I guess that edge spending changed, so you can't... If you spend edge before you roll to re-roll, does it do anything different, or no?
You can't.
Okay. That's just different from how it worked in 4th edition. Alright. So yeah, I'll just roll normally and then see if I want to spend edge.
It does boost your limit, though, if you pre-edge. And by boost your limit, I mean ignore it.
Yeah,
but
that'll be fine.
You're probably strong enough that that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Alright, do you choose to edge that?
Yeah. So that's 12 more dice. So that is 11.
That is 5 net hits.
Alright, now to parse the sacrifice throw rules.
So I believe that's 5 plus your body plus your strength is damage. Physical.
Well, let's see. Add the character's strength by net hits of the arm attack to determine if it exceeds the opponent's physical limit. If successfully, the opponent can be thrown up to a number of meters. It's equal to 1 plus the net hits scored on the test, so I will throw them...
Yeah, so she goes like flying 6 meters into the distance.
Yep. And suffers damage equal to the net successes of the test. So 5 plus strength plus body.
Which
and
is...
strength and body are both 9, so that's 18 plus 6, that's 24.
Plus 5.
Okay, so 23.
Right, she's got 23 damage to resist. Physical. It is bigger than her armor. Oh, she does resist 6 of that. She might as well edge. Whoa, she resists 10 of that and then takes 13 damage and dies.
Honestly, I was actually thinking I could have done that with stun damage and not physical. Oh well. Tiburon doesn't know his own strength.
So you've killed this mage lady.
Hold on, let me see if that would have killed her through stun damage.
Or just knocked her out.
Yeah, it would have only knocked her out. Do you deal stun?
Yeah, I was thinking stun just because I'm thinking that he's not going to actually just try and murder her.
Wrestling's
Alright.
fake.
Yeah, no, wrestling's fake.
Yeah, she is down.
Sweet.
I'm going to start, like, since I'm already on the ground, I'll start slapping on the ground, counting her out.
2.
Uno.
If you didn't
dos.
use edge, you still would have hit.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be going, uno, dos, tres.
Slapping her with your electric hands.
Well, I'm thinking I'm slapping the ground. You know how it works, Fuse. 14, 15.
I'm now
Alright,
just
alright.
imagining a doctor with elemental hands,
Clear.
electric.
So, we've incapacitated, presumably. I wouldn't presume the big bad because there's no lizard tail or animal parts on her.
Yeah. So, I have no idea who.
We never got a. Did we ever get a description of the? Right, it would have been some sort of genetic monster person.
I think we were told we'd recognize him if we saw him.
Yeah, it's like you'll know them
You
when you.
recognize the agent.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Does anybody have any
huh.
bonds? Street gear.
Kirsch will hand you a zip tie.
Yeah. We'll tie them up.
And you do get the door open.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, at least they didn't have to shimmy through the broken glass window.
That would hurt.
Neither did the other two. Tyrone had this.
But yeah, so since John has a link back to the system, he's just going to find all the locked doors on the network and unlock them.
Okay, you take the phone?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you have full access to the facility now.
fantastic.
Okay, so you're gonna open all the doors?
No, I'm just going to unlock them.
Okay, because there is an important difference between those two.
Yep.
Don't want to go
I'm
full
also
Jurassic
going to,
Park.
Yeah, I'm also going to go and use the cameras to try and find both the agent and the scientist.
Alright, you see the scientist asleep. He's in a room that you can find.
Does he have a lizard tail?
No. Give me a perception.
Matrix perception or regular?
Regular.
Perception? Okay.
Alright.
Whew.
You actually do spot off in the jungle area. There is a large wriggling web sack.
Oh,
Hmm.
Gross.
me.
Peachy. All right. I'm gonna search the facility sprinkler system in the jungle. Is there like some kind of knockout drug in the water or something for when they have to go in there and remove the dead body sacks?
No.
Shit. Well, can I see whatever captured that guy on the cameras?
With 5 successes, definitely.
It's a giant spider, isn't it?
It's not just a giant spider. So you see a horrible, like 8-legged, hairy elephant.
Elephant legs, or like...
Yes, it is an elephant with spider features, climbing in a tree.
All right. In that case, there's got to be some way that they have to knock these things out. So how dead is the assistant?
She is still breathing.
All right. Now,
Do any of you have any magic-related knowledge?
Nope.
Don't think so. Oh, I keep forgetting this. GM, if there's anything you'd like to do with this, English is not my native language, but my native is Sparathiel.
Don't think that one helps here.
all right.
Hold on.
Sparathiel's the magic language. Jared.
Just
Oh, yeah.
give me an idea
I know it's the elf language.
that I think I have to go with now.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so that's your native?
Yeah.
Do you have any...
Oh, I also have
Uh,
action trids.
Perfect, roll it.
Oh gosh, is there a movie reference or a trivia
Oh, it's only
reference?
That's enough.
Woo!
What does he recognize?
So, on her nose ring,
Uh-huh.
it has the inscription of the One Ring, written in
Oh,
Sparathiel.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Okay.
wait,
All right. So,
isn't that a particular game?
No,
Fun.
like, Lord of the Rings, the One Ring.
Sparathiel is a language, Jarek, and
Oh,
it's,
no, I
specifically it's specifically the language of elves
Oh, I know
and
it's the
magical creatures.
I know that stuff. I was just remembering that there was a Lord of the Rings gang in Shadowrun, but that's an orc gang.
Of course there is.
The Sons of Sauron.
nice. So, here's a question. Is there anything that would stop the team from walking straight to where the scientist is?
No.
That I can... Okay. So, in that case, John's going to look to Kirsch and say, could you grab her? To which point Kirsch will pick her up and then say, I have an idea on how to deal with that giant elephant spider. What elephant spider, you may ask? And then I'm just going to throw it up on a vid screen. That elephant spider.
That's
I
horrifying.
want everybody to make a composure roll.
Okay.
Let me check my.
My composure roll is specifically to not go and try to fight it. Okay. So I knock an arrow,
A bolt.
a bolt, a very
Load a
special
bolt.
bolt. Is there how much webbing is there in that room?
Oh, there's tons of it.
All right,
It's actually really well camouflaged, but John is able to point it all out.
all right. Does he point out that the man is tied up in there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I
good.
do.
Well, I failed my composure roll, and
So
you
just
want
tell
to
me
take
this.
you want to take care of that thing.
Be like-
This
Well-
thing is terrifying. Let your composure roll do whatever that does for you.
What is composure anyway?
How much you
Charisma
got?
power.
Oh, this combo.
So, like,
I mean,
Yeah,
I also have Thrill Seeker, so I think it will be like, you know what?
No, Tiburon made 2 and I made 2.
Yeah, like, you know,
Kirsch is unaffected.
I think that's the. Is that the agent?
What agent?
the
No,
person in the
the
web.
guy
Can you
was
give
supposed to
me
be-
a memory roll?
Sure. I'm pretty sure that they said the agent was supposed to at least be somewhat humanoid, but if we
Can
come
we s-
home with an elephant, we're like, hey guys, this is him, right?
Ah.
Yep, definitely him.
Alright, you do remember the couple seconds ago when she just described a troll
Oh yeah, the troll.
who had
Yeah.
previously crashed the party.
Oh yeah, I'll be like, oh wait, no, that was a troll.
All right.
The wriggling sack does have horns coming out.
Oh, there he is. I'll actually point it out. I'll be like, look,
Oh.
there he is.
All right, I'm gonna make another composure test. Okay, good. So, just to fill y'all in, Fleet does want to fight the beast, but is not going to fire an incendiary bolt into the room full of spider webs. Not while the
Yeah.
man's still in there, at least.
Yeah. I wonder if I can suplex that thing. It might be too big. But that's quitter
It's an
talk.
elephant.
It's quitter talk.
It's not a train; it's an elephant. So, all right. Fleet is not currently running off to fight anything, but is wanting to fight that elephant before we leave.
Well, we'll need to fight it if we want to save him, we'll have to defeat this beast.
Yeah.
On the counterpoint.
Yeah.
Could just
Like,
not.
Yeah, are you guys just charging in there like right now?
No.
No,
Okay.
we're just talking about it.
There's
Alright.
nothing stopping you from just taking the professor while he's asleep and leaving.
Well, that's actually what what John's gonna ask Kirsch to do. So she's going to take off and zip tie the professor's thumbs together while he's still sleeping.
So, Fleet is going to ask the other two, or the other three, I suppose, if they have any ideas on how to get that guy out safely.
Well,
I can distract the monster.
what John says is, well, I was gonna wake these two up and interrogate them and see if they knew some way to go and kill the monster by like cranial bomb or something.
Oh yeah.
Because
That wouldn't.
you don't make a nightmare elephant spider demon beast without a cranial bomb. That's just poor poor showing right there.
Oh, come on. Haven't you seen Jurassic Universe 7.5?
The whole universe just for dinosaurs.
So the El Tiburon of his two knowledge skills. One is so he can know English, the other one is entertainment.
Raptors can't open wormholes.
By the way, how successful is Kirsch in kidnapping the professor?
I guess
Are
a
you
roll
going
we
to
need to
wait?
at some point. I think Kirsch was going ahead of us to do it herself.
Yeah, like, are
Yeah.
you going to wait for Kirsch to come back before going into the spider room?
Yes, that was initially what I was planning on. Yeah,
Alright, so there is no issue.
because he's a frail scientist and she is not.
Yes.
Okay, I presume he's awake by now.
No, he's still asleep. Well, after she takes him, yeah, but
Oh, he's not just going to literally be asleep the entire time.
All right.
He's dead, Jim. Oh.
In the interim, John is going to make sure that the assistant's thumbs are zip tied with their hands back, so that she can't do things with her hands while her fingers are zip tied together.
That's good.
Because you don't do the wrist, you do the thumbs, because thumbs hurt. I know this from experience.
Okay.
It's like
Ouchie.
back-to-back thumbs.
Yeah. Police aren't nice in my country. But yeah. So I presume they both get there without any trouble. Yes?
Yep.
All right, since we've got them both secured, I'm going to go and put a slap patch on the what's her face?
a thing that I keep forgetting. In addition to her magic sword, she does have a regular sword strapped to her back. And by a regular sword, I mean a claymore.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take
removed.
I'll take I'll look at the claymore. Does it look magic?
No.
In that case, I'm going to zip tie each of her individual fingers.
Yeah.
Unless you consider strength plus 5 damage to be magic.
Damn, why am I not using a claymore?
Because you're a
Because
wrestler.
their 14 are availability.
Yep.
Well, he has one now.
So John's gonna put a stun slap patch onto the orc so she wakes up,
Alright,
and
she is now awake.
awesome. And he's then going to just regular slap the professor so he's awake too.
He's like, wait, no, stop, I was already awake.
Yeah.
That's
He
okay.
was already awake.
And what John's gonna do is John's gonna lean down, and he's gonna pull his throwing knife out from behind his back, and he's going to sit there and he's gonna look at them. And he's gonna go, "Okay, we need to kill that elephant spider thing in the next room. One of you is going to tell us. The other one is going to have some inopportune dentistry done to them. Who's first?"
So what did they say, Fuse?
That's a good question.
Kind of look at each other. The doctor chimes in. I'm the only one who can talk with them.
Wait,
And John is
Talk
going
to
to
it?
go.
Yeah,
John's going
I'm
to say
good with
that.
animals.
Yeah, John's going to smile and say, "That's excellent. How do we kill it?"
aw, is the doctor going to be so sad?
How do you think you're gonna kill it?
Fire.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. John is going to say well, his face is covered by a fucking ballistic mask, but I'm sure he's smiling on the inside.
I was gonna say my face is that mask, but I'm like, no, I totally have a mask. I'm a luchador.
Why
Yep.
would I want to kill it? These are my children.
Can we?
Well, you see, here's the thing. I know you don't want to kill it, but I do. But you know what I know you don't want also? Is for me to start prying your teeth out with this knife.
Well, what
How
do
do
you
you
want
kill
me
it?
to do? I'm just
Do
a
you have to?
scientist.
Yes, do you have some way to kill it?
No,
None at all.
no.
I'm going to look to the research assistant. Okay, your turn. Do you know how to kill the monster?
I don't know. Cut it.
All right, that is fantastic. Kirsch, if you would be so kind as to pry her mouth open.
Whoa, whoa, now.
No, we're done playing this game.
I can make a
Fucking
monoblade.
Spider-Man. Fucking
We've only
Spider-
been we've only been playing for 2 minutes.
Fucking Spider-Man. It's like John did not do well on that roll.
We're like, wait, could you tell it to go somewhere else?
I can make a monoblade. You can, if any of you can use that.
I mean, can you tell the elephant
Cuts
to go
right
somewhere?
through any living thing. Doesn't matter how armored it is.
I actually do have 12 dice for swords. So please,
So-
just like I can do that.
Wait, maybe. Actually, here's a question: can you tell the spider elephant to grab the dude who's in the webbing, bring it to the door, and then fuck right off? Can you do that for me?
Of course I could.
Excellent, LT Barone. If you'd be so kind as to pick our friend up.
You didn't ask him if he will.
No, he will.
Okay. I'll pick them both up and carry them. Be like, all right.
Paranoid everywhere we're at, except for where it matters.
Alright, so you're bringing the scientist to talk to the elephant?
Yes.
And I presume the research assistant, because why not?
In case negotiations with the elephant spider goes poorly.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, in hindsight, I'm just going to rip the slap patch off of her so she goes back to unconsciousness.
That work?
It's the damage that they had plus what?
Plus... Actually, that's... I thought the slap patch is only... Shit. Hold on, let me look it up.
It's only shit.
Yeah. It's like... actually don't have a note for this. I'm sorry.
Huh.
You
I
should
forgot just how bonkers strong the monofilament whip is.
Okay. It's
Just wait until you find out about Bullseye Burst.
Yeah. I feel a little bad because I'm like, I get 9 points of strength to be able to get my 12 damage, or it could have no strength and just have a monofilament whip. And hit harder. Or
Imagine if
Okay.
Sophie was here.
Alright, Stim patch is number of boxes
It's
stunned.
okay. I'll talk to the elephant.
The effect lasts for rating times 10 minutes. After a period of time, the recipient takes rating plus 1 unresisted stun damage.
So just one more.
Rating +1.
Yeah.
well, the rating is how much it reduced.
Yeah, so she's
Okay.
she's actually got the stun boxes down for the next hour. Because it was a
like
rating
that
6
doesn't do
stun.
any additional physical.
It'll go into the physical overflow.
Yeah, but
If
it
it-
needs 2 extra. And if it's
Oh.
just doing as much as it healed plus 1, that's
Yeah.
1 extra overflow. So
Yeah.
nothing.
Yep.
So you couldn't just stim patch someone forever.
No, it only lasts for until you run those stim patches. I don't know why
Yeah.
you'd want to keep doing them forever.
Because you don't got no healing stuff handy.
Yeah, this is also true. Still, good use of a stim patch, I guess. She is still awake, though.
No, she's definitely not awake anymore.
Oh, okay.
You knocked
We're-
her back out.
Fantastic. In fact, she's
Give me
even
more
more
stim
knocked
patches.
out now, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Answer what
Addict.
question?
Exactly. CL Tiburon gets it. Anyway, back to the matter at hand.
What? I'm not an addict. What?
It's not caffeine, if that's what you're thinking.
What?
There's no caffeine on stim patches. Believe
I
me,
know.
I've checked.
My character's not a caffeine addict.
Yet.
No soy
What?
calf, no burnout soy calf addiction, maximum level soy calf allergy.
Yeah.
The best character.
Yeah. That is hell right there. So yeah, I presume we make our way over to the jungle area.
Mm-hmm. With scientist and passed out Mana Blade Lady in tow.
Yep.
All right, we get there.
Yep,
The door is
you're
closed.
there. You're in the jungle area. The door is unlocked.
All right. Well, Mr. Scientist, here's your opportunity to go and make the right choice. Is there like a microphone, or do you need the door open?
I will need the door.
All right. So John will access the door and open it like 3 inches.
I'll
And
also
then
need my
press the-
hands free.
Hands go free. I'll cut your fingers off.
Wait, why do
It
you need?
requires hand gestures.
Oh, you.
All right.
I mean, what can he do? His hands are so small and weak compared to
Yeah.
mine.
This is true, but there's always the opportunity for betrayal. So, what John's going to do is he's going to grab some duct tape and press a grenade to the back of that guy's head, and then duct tape the grenade there.
Oh.
and then release his hands. Have at it, buddy.
Oh,
Yes. Alright, so he can't get through the door.
Door's gonna open a little bit more for him. Just enough to get through.
It needs to open a bit more than that because now there's a grenade strapped to him.
We're giving this guy so much leeway.
Yeah. So John will just open the door all the way, and he'll look at him and go, if you go more than 15 feet from us, you die. You touch a grenade, you die. There you go. You try to run, you die. Needless to say, if your elephant picks you up, you both die. Have at it. You know what to do, buddy.
oh.
Alright, so he walks in there. The elephant spider comes down. He starts whistling and making weird hand gestures at it. And the spider approaches the web sack.
Fleet has his incendiary bolt knocked and is aiming at
It
the
is
largest concentration of
picking him
web.
up. It is approaching the door. As is the scientist.
Excellent.
All right.
Is it putting the sack down and then walking away?
Did you request that?
Yes.
Alright, then yes, it is.
All right. John is going to tell the scientist to grab the sack and start dragging it over. Or is this beyond his physical ability?
I'm pretty sure the scientist can't do it. This is a troll.
Also, it's covered in sticky web.
That's okay.
I'll do it.
Hey, as an aside, please don't break the sack, because he's probably going to be super pissed and murderous when he gets out of that.
Alright, don't worry, I'll be gentle.
Alright, Tiburon, you're gonna grab the sack?
Yeah,
What is your body?
9.
Okay. You are now stuck to the web.
Can I still, lift it over me and just my hands are stuck to the web while I'm carrying it?
Any part of your body that touches the web is stuck to it.
Alright, so I'm probably just grabbing it with the hands, so I'll drag him.
Quick question. What happens when you shoot something that can't resist?
It doesn't dodge.
All right. I presume the scientist is coming with him since he has a grenade strapped to the back of his neck.
Yeah.
Excellent. I think this is going really well.
Alright. If it doesn't come down to it, Fleet won't still fight the spider anyway.
If you really want to, you could probably shoot some flame arrows in there, and we could shut the door.
Nah, no needs to cause undue distress to the person we're trying to get out of here.
I agree. What
Beautiful
John's then going to
creature.
do, as soon as the scientist is through the door, is he's going to zip tie his thumbs back together.
Naturally.
Yep. And he's going to remove the grenade from the back of his neck, and he's just going to pat him on the head and say, "Don't worry, it was just a smoke grenade. I'm not insane." And then John's going to make his way to whatever would qualify as a computer system and try to download whatever research data he can find.
So to clarify, we have the soldier, GM.
Yeah.
We have the scientists, and hypothetically, we're about to have the data. The 3 things we were asked to get. And also the soldier's still alive.
Yep.
Alright, this is looking like a checklist so far. Proceed.
They're like, guys, my hands are stuck.
I mean, I'm sure there's like we can pick up some glue solvent from the stuffer shack on the way back.
I can burn it off.
And who is looking for the data?
That would be John.
The computer
I
guy.
the computer guy.
You're looking in the systems?
Yeah.
You don't find any.
All right. John will turn to the scientist and say, "Where's the research?"
Some of it I wrote down, keep under my bed. Most of it I just keep in my head.
In like a data chip,
No,
like
I have a
memorized.
very good memory.
Well, we're bringing you back, so I guess that means we're bringing that too.
Yeah.
Can
John,
Where are you bringing me?
Neonet.
Evo?
Yeah.
Oh, Evo. I get it. I'm sorry. I don't.
As technology, bitch! Okay.
It's gonna be, but not Ares, because it's never Ares. Fuck Ares. And John's gonna get like really close to the scientist, like into his personal space bubble, and be like, "Fuck Ares." Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I can agree with that. Ares would have made me weaponize my research.
El Chibira, you never contacted the Ares agent.
I'll tell him about it.
I forgot about that.
I was like, I
Talk
remember
about it
having,
after the mission.
I remember having this train of thought, like, I should like DM Fuse on Discord. No way, he's streaming. He can't check that right now.
One thing though I do have
Okay.
to say is like, if you actually get like 20% of all of the money that you make tax, that's like a completely garbage deal, and it's super.
Yeah, that's why I paired it with the trust fund. It's like no one's going to take this unless they get like, I don't know, a free high lifestyle, which would have had that money spent on it or around that anyway.
I guess it's just if you're making enough money, it would actually be more effective to just not have it, and it's just outright a negative. It
Well,
just
it is
seems
a
like
negative quality.
A negative quality.
Yeah.
Minus 25. Well, no,
It's
it's
at
the
minus
limited,
15.
so it's just a minus. Yeah.
The minus
Okay.
25 is actually a 10% tax.
I guess I just didn't. Yeah, no, like I had role played it as him, like, oh, he'll just jump into the thing without thinking, but that is, like, honestly pretty, like, feels like it's actually more bad than beneficial.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you signed a bad contract.
Yep.
you do get so like a high lifestyle for a human is 10,000 nuyen per month.
Okay, so I guess that is 20,000 nuyen a month free.
Yeah, for you it's like if you earned 10,000 nuyen every month.
Yeah, we should
And-
probably get back to taking this guy out of the place.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll
While
do that
we're,
first.
like,
Let's
less
talk
than
about
10
this later.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So we find the research.
I think I guess we
Yeah,
found
research
something
under
under
the bed.
Yep.
Yeah, we searched
Sleep
under
can
the bed,
probably
but do we find
grab
that?
that.
And John's gonna do his thing where he's gonna pull his knife out and grab the back of the guy's head and say, "Are you really sure? Really, really, this is it?"
Hold on. Oh, you found 18 notebooks.
Oh, that's a lot.
Oh. What?
What are double bags for?
1D? What were you rolling for that?
D20.
But yeah, it's like this is good thing that John brought duffel bags.
It's a good thing Fleet was here.
Yeah. John's just gonna hold on to the duffel bags.
John got everyone, like, all the information they needed, like, did a bunch of hacking. Tiburon took out the dude. John did the negotiations. Fleet was there.
Fleet was there in case they had to fight someone or fight the giant spider.
Yeah, you
Well, I
just
guess
they
skipped
didn't.
all of the combat.
Yeah.
Fleet help.
So if we had had to fight the spider, Fleet would have been a good distraction because the spider wouldn't have caught him.
Right. Well, yeah, Webs might be a bitch, but
Yeah.
not only is Fleet agile, Fleet's also a mini tank. It's like 20-something soak dice. 29 indirect soak. So not even a mini
Okay,
tank.
So you got all the research, you got the dude, heading back
Sweet.
to the meeting.
Yay.
All right.
Going to
Even-
Johnson, it's the same fancy diner. You just bring the scientist and the assistant.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
Do
mentioned.
you bring the assistant?
Yes.
And the agent.
Oh yeah.
How are you
she's-
bringing
I'm
the
gonna
agent?
wheelbarrow.
Still stuck in web in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
So T-Barone is in the barrel too.
I'm assuming I'll ask one of the guys like, somebody like, can you use your knife to like cut my hand free?
John will sit there and he'll go, I'll do you one better, and he'll go to a stuffer shack and get some industrial glue solvent, and then just spritz it on your hands so that
They
they
actually-
come off.
They actually sell specifically the solvent for spider webs, in addition to glue solvent.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is just really useful.
Let me
The
go find.
spider problem's been really bad since Chicago.
I could believe that.
Yeah, like this is a different kind of web that's somehow even more overpowered.
What's this from?
Howling Shadows.
Holy shit.
Oh, okay.
I know
in that,
exactly
like-
what you're talking about.
If the victim has a body equal to or less than the body of the creature that spun it, it can be entangled in the web. Period.
Oh, geez.
Wait, does that mean that I have as
That's
much?
it. That is the entirety of the rules.
Wait,
All right, so it
If
says
you touch that web, your body is less than its, you're stuck.
the
what's
target.
its body? I'm
So-
guessing a lot.
GM fiat on
13.
this.
Okay. Yep.
Holy
GM
shit.
GM fiat on whether you want this that to overlap with this, but the spider silk gland says
It doesn't have those.
It has this instead.
a special
No, that's
enzyme.
not, instead of spider silk gland, it has synaptic booster.
So,
Hey, you get it there. You got all of the objectives done. So that's 180,000
Each.
plus 90K for the dude and all his research alive, plus 60K for the agent intact. Grand total 330,000 new yen.
330,000.
so we got 110,000 new yen total each for the run. Or actually,
Is
no,
that-
it's split
Is that
more
split
because.
4 ways?
Oh yeah.
Fun fact: the entire point of the assistant there was to cut Kirsch.
Yeah.
Was to like attack him.
To cut Kirsch and have it not do anything. Because Kirsch doesn't have an aura.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Kirsch doesn't have what?
Kirsch is a robot. Kirsch has no aura. She was there to reveal that fact so you stop splitting the pay 4 ways for 3 people.
Well, the Johnson already has made it clear that she is aware of Kirsch's nature, so that's just so you
Okay,
can
so
argue that he.
Wait,
that,
so is
that
it
he
still
wouldn't
splitting 4 ways or what?
No.
No. Okay, so we each get 110,000.
110,000. Despite the fact that you faced one of the encounters and beat it in less than one combat turn.
What's
How
the
does it
name
feel,
of this mission,
Fuse?
by the way?
Hmm?
What's the name of this mission?
I don't know. I came up with the idea like last night or the night before.
This is a fun milk run.
I'm just
This is
recording
not
it
a
as
milk
Giant
run.
Spider Elephant Fun Times. It's Giant Spider Elephant Fun Times mission now.
Soon Muse is gonna show up.
I think
So,
name this mission.
That was the Elephant War Spider.
Oh, you're not gonna call it the elephant in the room?
oh, that's really good. That's what we're going with now.
And you
mission
didn't
name?
even get to see the greater sea lion or the
Yep.
polar eagles.
Jeez, I'm sorry
or
that
like
we just.
another entire biome full of eviscerated corpses that the agent went through.
Jeez, I'm sorry that we literally just decided to punch a hole through the wall of your maze.
You didn't free the agent, so you didn't fight it, but also managed to get it out alive.
Yeah. How
Just
much karma
carried
do we
it
need
out
for
with
this?
the web.
Oh yeah, karma.
So karma's going to be a bit less.
We didn't kill anyone.
That's
I didn't
true.
It's
even-
like highest dice pool would only give you like 2.
I didn't even torture that anyone with removing teeth with a knife. I mean, yeah, I terrorized that guy a little bit with a grenade to the back of his head, but he wasn't in any real danger. And I'm sure Evo will pay for his inevitable therapy bills. All of them. All of them.
Be like, wait, why isn't
There it is.
actually? I think Tiburon will probably ask, like, why are the two of them sharing their cut? Or actually, I don't know if he even knows about that. If he doesn't,
6
then
karma.
Yeah, works for me.
You
Is it
survived,
6 karma?
you completed all objectives, and the highest opposing dice pool was like 17.
Wait, what about the? Oh, was
Oh,
that
the
the
host.
Johnson? Oh, the host.
The host
Yeah.
had a 21.
Oh, so
Yeah.
7 karma.
Yep.
And you guys hated all my Matrix stuff, but look at all that extra karma we got.
Yeah, you got
What?
the group 1 extra karma.
I guess I'll be like, yeah, I am sorry about how I got like kind of. To be honest, it's less hate the player, it's more hate the game. It's the way
Yeah,
that
like-
it's like the number of different individual checks that actions for Matrix stuff are split up into is the.
Oh god, yeah.
Because remember,
Yeah,
I think
They fixed the problem of, oh, while the Decker's doing stuff, nobody else can do anything because it's measured in like picoseconds. Except, while the Decker's doing stuff, you still can't do anything.
Yeah.
Because
Because
you're
of
generally
Jim.
not doing anything at the same time anyway.
yeah.
And
I think it might,
Like, if you are able to do something while the Decker is doing something, the Decker is not doing anything.
well, here's what I'm thinking. I like a lot of it. A lot of the rules for the Matrix are complicated and convoluted. Especially now that John picked up an agent, which is basically having a second active program that
Yeah.
can do Matrixy things. Like
What do you have that makes it able to do 3 things at once?
that's actually how Matrix searching works. Is the number of things you can search on the Matrix is your logic divided by 2.
Huh.
So if you have 6 logic, you can search three things simultaneously. Usually, with a roll like that, you'll just do like an extended test, and then like with a threshold. And when that threshold is met, you just say this is what you found. A lot of this stuff probably could have been solved with threshold tests. One thing is, hosts are one of those annoying things that are kind of Like, I think the majority of the issue that we had was with the host. And I'm pretty sure that was the way hosts work is that you have devices slave to the host. If you like wire your brain directly into a device, it uses that device's rating instead of the host. But when you mark a device that's on the host, you mark the host too. It's kind of like the same issue with like having an agent. If someone marks the agent, they're marking my deck at the same time. But the agent uses its own stats, which are in fact better than my deck because I rolled really well getting that agent, which is why I went and got a super Doki Doki Techno Princess from space for Blair. But yeah. But yeah, like a lot of the Matrix stuff, like it's one of those things that like if you have stuff prepared beforehand for Matrixy stuff, it can go a lot quicker. Like what you're supposed to find, what the maximum number of things you can find or whatever is. Without getting too convoluted into, okay, so we have like 10,000 cameras, so hack that camera and hack that camera and hack that camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just
Like two things that I want to know
Okay.
is one, would you have been able to do anything against that spider?
That one?
Yes, the team?
spider elephant.
Are you asking the team?
Yes.
So, with the Monoblade, like I said, Fleet does have 12 dice and swords. So there's that. On top of that, he also has explosive head bolts and incendiary head bolts. Incendiary head bolts are nasty because they use phosphorus, white phosphorus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, like, one fun thing about that spider, it only has one attack, and it only has 10 dice in it. But, if it hits you, you're dead.
How much physical damage? What's the DV?
18, plus 9 from poison.
Nice. So here's my question.
Yeah, I'd have an issue with that because I guess I have 33 for my defensive. Yeah, I would probably even El Tiburon would be hurting.
So you
So here's
have
my
to
question.
resist the 18 damage, and then after, like, at the end of the following combat turn, resist another 9 with just body and willpower.
So here's my question. Why didn't he cross a spider with a juggernaut?
Because then it would leave.
Yeah. Yeah, Juggernauts don't fight. They like you can either
You're right. You're
like, you
right.
can completely ignore them.
It's like, oh, what's this wet paper? No, that's reinforced concrete.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and riddle me this: how would this have gone? Okay, because this is what John and Kirsch would have tried. They both would have done long burst into the spider elephant thing
Oh,
with stick and shock shotgun shells.
hold the fucking phone. Okay.
So that would have
confused.
actually gone really well, because the elephant only had 9 stun boxes. 15 physical, but 9 stun.
Oh yeah, I would have died.
Or would
Didn't
it not
have much
then?
armor, so regular attacks would just go into its physical. But if you use stick and shock, you would have taken it out fairly
Yeah.
easily.
What? Okay. I think I could have. Yeah, I think there's a possible. What was this thing's agility?
6.
Okay, I think I could have made it go prone, based on the way the mechanics for this work.
Alright, but the bigger problem is the agent.
Yeah.
True.
Because
Yeah.
he had 17 dice in his weapon.
So
Yeah.
why was the agent going crazy, going mad bonkers? Why would he have attacked us?
Because he's a dick.
Leroy Jenkins quality.
not-
So
He
Can I-
like he has one logic. His job is to go into that place and kill things, and then come out.
So if he can finish his job, he would have just killed the scientist.
Oh yeah.
can I ask you a quick question?
Mhm.
Is there a bounty on like monstrous beasts and like dangerous paracritters?
There is in that
I'm
one
sure
place in
somewhere.
Canada, Quebec. There is in Quebec.
What about
if you
in
informed somebody that there is an elephant war spider in the basement of that facility, they would probably pay you to get rid of it.
All right, because here's the thing. John has a rating 6 sin with a rating 6 bounty hunter's license on it. So he can walk into a Lone Star station, which I do believe is the police that are currently contracted with Seattle. isn't
Knight
it?
errant.
Knight errant. Well, he can walk into a Knight errant station. Hey,
I'd be,
I would like to go and claim the discovery bounty for finding a whole bunch of dangerous paracritters.
would
And
he
then
be willing to?
provide them with all of the footage that you have of the dangerous
Yeah.
paracritters.
Yeah, and a location.
Would you be
But you
willing
would
to
not
work
have
with Night
seen the
Errant?
greater sea lion.
Why not? What's up with its camera?
It was underwater.
Then it's not a very
you
good
wouldn't
camp.
go into there because that's Ares.
Well, I mean, yes and no, because John would be at war with this because on one hand, he's setting Ares up to get a whole bunch of their people killed, and he's getting paid for it, which makes him really happy. But on the other hand, he fucking hates Ares. So I suppose
I feel like that's both on the same hand, though.
Yeah, me too, really.
Especially since they, like, have their weird partnership thing with Horizon going on. So they could very easily get a lot of glory for protecting the people from these animals that are stuck underground.
And on
It's
top of that, John doesn't even have to walk in. He could just send them like a message and be like, I have evidence and I have a location and I want the payout for it.
It's just like, what you're saying is like, on the one hand, group of people gets a lot of their people killed and a lot of pain and suffering. Other hand, hate those guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to end the stream here.
So can I get a
See y'all next
GM
time.
roll on how much that would be worth?
Later.